Hello, 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 beautiful people. Hello, 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 beautiful people. Hope you all are doing great. It's another Sunday, and it is time for our regular Sunday Jangi, that platform where we meet and talk about many things. Many things that can edify, enlighten, and change the whole perspective of how you look at certain things. And where we exchange ideas, is that communication platform where we actually talk on so many things. Today is another wonderful day that the Lord has made us to see, of course. And today it's a beautiful Sunday in the nation's capital city of Yaoundé. But funny enough, today it's been quite rainy here. And hope you all are doing great. Hope you all are doing wonderful and hope you all are awesome. We're going to be having a very beautiful conversation today. And it's going to be very wonderful because we have some beautiful people that will be live with us today. And we're going to make this very impactful. But before we start, I would like to encourage you all to share to as many people as possible. Share so that you can have as many people as possible and have this conversation. Like like you already know. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to connect with TikTok people. I'm trying to connect with our audience from TikTok. So, uh, okay, let me use it like this. So, those of you who are watching from wherever you're watching, you're very much welcome. This is a platform for you, and we're going to be having a very smooth and beautiful conversation. And I'm about to give you so you can keep sharing. Keep sharing to as many people as possible. Keep sharing to everywhere that is worth sharing to. And power tap. Those of you coming from TikTok, do your best to power tap because today is that day. That is a very wonderful one. And it's a really beautiful time for us all to connect again. So as you come in, you power tap on TikTok. And those of you who are actually just coming for the very first time, you're very much welcome. And this is the platform just for you. My name, like you already know, I'm Wicom. And I'm your uncle today. Oh, sorry for the feedback. So my name is Wicom, and I'll be with you all throughout this conversation. I'm not going to be alone, like you already know. We're going to be with a good number of you. And of course, do your best to share. When you come in, you drop a message so we know where you're connecting from, and we can give you a special warm Sunday greeting. So those of you coming in, you're very much welcome. When you come in, you let us know where you're joining us from, so we can give. Oh, I see some of you connecting already and liking. These are my wonderful people. These are my wonderful people, and we are in here because you're out there. And the reason why we could do this every Sunday is because we are glad always to have you. Yeah, please, when you come in, let us know where you're connecting from so that we can give you a special Sunday shout out. We can give you a special Sunday shout out. Here, Yaoundé is cool, and we would like to know where you're joining us from as well so that we can salute you as well. It's our culture to greet all of our audience and all of those who are joining us. I can see our amazing panelists are already backstage, so I'm not going to keep them waiting for long. I just want you all to keep sharing. Share to as many people as possible so we can have this wonderful conversation. This is really beautiful. I remember when we posted this flyer, a lot of people reached out inbox and they were telling me, they said this topic is very striking, and they were so happy that we came up with a topic like this. And finally, I say we are here today to actually talk about this particular topic. But before we unravel what we have already in our on our decks, do your best to share to as many people as possible. So we have this conversation. And when you come in, let us know where you're connecting from, so we can be able to have we can be able to give you a special shout out. Do your best to share. Let us know where you're connecting from. I can see Luani Fabilu from TikTok. I've seen Madame Kamga Alexi. God's word, you people are welcome. All of you coming in. Drop your comments and drop your location so we can give you a special shout out. Do your best to share, share, share. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing to as many people as possible so we can have this conversation. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing to as many people. Power tap. Oh, I see the lights going out. Please, when you come in, let us know where you're watching us from. I see Chung Emilia. Glad to have you, Chung Emilia. Hope you're doing great. And let us know where you're watching us from so we can give you a special shout out as well. Chung Emilia, you're very much welcome. All of those who are connecting right now, you're very much welcome. This is that Sunday conversation. It is that live that we actually sit and come live every Sunday to have a conversation on specific topics. And actually, that is going to make us vary and get a wider scope of how we look at things. So, all of you coming in, you are very, 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 very much welcome. And of course, I'm your uncle man, welcome, and definitely. Oh, Chong Emilia from Yaoundé. So glad to connect with you, Chong Emilia. Definitely, please share, 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 share. Share to as many people as possible. Let's have this conversation. I'm equally sharing, don't mind. I see the views going up. That's wonderful. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. And when you come in, you let us know where you're watching us from so we can give you a special shout out. Already we see Chong Emilia. I see True Lover joining. I see a lot of you joining. Oh, Tema Yofenyoy. So glad to have you, Tema. Hope you're doing okay. Please, all of you who are watching right now, do your best to share, 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 share. And those of you on TikTok, please power tap, power tap, power tap. I see True Lover, power tap, power tap, power tap. And wherever you are, know that we love you all so much. Oh, Douala. Tema, how is Douala today? I know Yaoundé is quite cold because it's been quite raining here. How is Douala? How is Douala? Oh, she's watching from Douala. All of you coming in, you're very much welcome. Please do your best to share, 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 share. Share to as many people as possible. Flirtina, I see you. Flirtina, I see you. These are our wonderful queens. Flirtina, I see you. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing great. All of you coming in, you're very much welcome. Flirtina, how are you doing today? Where are you watching us from as well? Please let us know so we'll be able to give you some special Sunday greetings. Today we are talking about something very complex and something very strategic, and I encourage everybody watching and everybody following this from wherever you're watching us to pay keen attention so that you're able to grasp everything that our speakers have in mind. I see the views going up. Please, when you come in, you let us know where you're watching us from so that we'll be able to give you this warm, special Sunday shout out. This Sunday shout out is a very beautiful one that we need to give to you because you're a special person. So do your best to share, 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 share. Share to as many people as possible. There are a lot of things we have to talk about today. Things we must consider before courtship or marriage. That's what we're talking about today. So do your best to share. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Oh, flirtiness from Douala. Yeah, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Hope Douala is treating you guys good. Hope Douala is good. I know Douala is known for heat, but I doubt if it's really quite hot during this period with the rain we are seeing over down here. So share, 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 share. Share to as many people as possible. Share, 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 share. Share on WhatsApp, share on Facebook, share on Instagram. Wherever you can share, just keep sharing. You get the point. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Let's have this wonderful conversation. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Let's have this wonderful conversation. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Let's have this wonderful conversation. As you come in, just say hi so we can give you a special shout out. Things you must consider before courtship or marriage. I know a lot of people have been. There is something that happened, and I noticed that a lot of people are so concerned with the lovey. Papillon Eternel. Oh, so glad to have you, Papillon Eternel. Hope you're doing okay. Guys, let's keep sharing. 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 So we have a good number of you watching. So we have a good number of you watching. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing, keep sharing. Those of you on TikTok, power tap. Erica Sunrise, I see you. All of you coming in, I see you. I'm about to have this wonderful conversation. I see you all. I see you all. I see you all. I see you all. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. As you come in, you give a special shout out. Oh, Queen Eve. Queen Eve, all of you coming in, I can see you. You people should leave my WhatsApp and come to TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. Anyway, you can connect. Come, let's have this conversation because we have a whole lot in store for you all, and we are waiting for you all to come right here. Oh, I see this wonderful queen. Odette Gabi. She's watching from Bamenda. Hope Bamenda is okay, and hope Bamenda is so nice this evening. You know, today is that wonderful day. I feel so happy. I don't know why, and I feel so excited to be with you all. Definitely, I know I'm going to equally learn something new, and I'm equally going to grab something, and we're going to have a beautiful exchange. So please do your best to share to as many people as possible, share everywhere possible, and let's get this conversation going. Now, today, like you already know, it is going to be that day where I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to be with some powerful voices that are going to drill us through all of this, such that we're going to have a very sane and logical conversation. Keep sharing. Let's get to 10 and then we can start. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Good evening, Odette Gabi. All of you coming in, you're welcome. As you join in, let us know where you're watching us from so that we can give you a special shout out. Say, Bamenda is calm. Awesome. I'm glad to hear this. I'm glad to hear Bamenda is calm. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. Keep sharing. Power tap on TikTok. Power tap on TikTok. We're about to have this conversation, and I can see our speakers backstage already. I see Madame Fofana. So glad to have you. So glad to have you, Madame Fofana. I see True Lover. I see Elicious Delight. I see you all connecting. Oh, Chap Nick. Chap Nick, glad to have you. Oh, thank you so much, Chap Nick. Thank you for the subscribe. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Yeah, thank you. So please share. Share to as many people as possible. Let's have this conversation. Share to as many people as possible. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep sharing. Let's keep sharing to as many people as possible so we can have this wonderful conversation. It's a very funny period because a lot of things happened this week, and just yesterday there's some bubbling news that can tie very well with what we have been talking about, with one person beating another one. And somebody said the person that prefers to cry in what did he say? Person we want cry for Lamborghini, don't they cry for help? So please share, guys. Share. Let's have this conversation. Share. We have less than 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes. We are going to dive deep and bring in our guests so we have this conversation. So share. Keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. Share to as many people as possible. Less than 5 more minutes. We are going to dive deep into the conversation. Less than 5 minutes, we're going to dive deep into the conversation. So keep sharing, guys. Keep sharing. Usmaila, I see you. All of you coming in, I see you. Queen Eve, I see you. And everybody joining, I see you. Please do your best to share. Share. As you come in, you share. 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 Oh, as you join the live, please just say hi or hello so we can give you a special shout out. We like celebrating all of you who are watching, so we would like to give you a special shout out in a very special manner. Team T, courage, I see you. Courage, I see you. All of you connecting, please share. Please share. So we have a good number of you. Less than 2 more minutes to go. It's about that time we bring in our special speakers that are going to be giving us, joining their voice to what we have here, to making sure that we are having a very, very wonderful and flexible conversation. Things you must consider before courtship or marriage. Before courtship or marriage. Those are the things we'll be talking about today. Many people jump into this thing, and most of the time we get caught up with the whole ambience behind the courtship and marriage thing that we don't even like to consider any other thing. We just want to eat, we want to dance, we want to pull up the show, we want to do whatever we want to do, and we don't care about any other thing. But Are there some things we need to consider? Are there some things we really need to pay attention to? That's what we're going to be looking at today. That's the reason why we are here today. And today we encourage you all to share to as many people as possible. Let's have this wonderful conversation. Keep sharing, keep sharing. In less than a minute or less than a minute, we're going to be having our speakers that will be giving us they will be giving us some wonderful information. Oh, I got a flash go. Thank you, TikTok people. Please power tap, keep power tapping, keep power tapping. This is a very flexible conversation, and it's because of conversations like this that you could actually prevent yourself from making some fatal mistakes that will put you in a state of regret. Today, we have all kinds of people saying all kinds of nonsense about the cohabitation and living together of men and women, but we have decided to come here today with powerful minds and powerful voices that will join our voice and actually discuss about this topic so we all can learn something and we all can have an exchange. All right. Like you all already know it, it's a wonderful conversation always, every Sunday. And I'm not going to be alone. I'm never alone anyway. That's why it's a conversation backstage. So I'm going to be bringing in the very first one. That's Coach BT. So a lot of you have had a lot of messages last week, and a lot of you were so glad to hear from Coach BT, and everybody was wondering who is Coach BT. So today again, we are glad that Coach BT was able to actually create time to be with us to share with us some wonderful ideas. Hi, Coach BT. How are you today?
Good evening, Mr. Wickham. I'm fine. I thank God for His grace, and
Oh
I'm
yes.
excited once more to be on this platform with this
Oh yes.
exciting topic. The things
Oh
we must
yes.
consider before getting into courtship. It's very, very exciting and important for us.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
excited, yes.
So glad to be with you. I mean, it's a white Sunday. I'm on white as well. And again, we had another wonderful speaker. This is someone I admire personally, and I admire the way she maneuvers and does stuff from this marital perspective. And this is a lady that is very insightful. So many of you were so happy that you had your faves last week. And this is no other person than Dr. Linda. Hi, Dr. Linda. How are you today?
Good evening, Mr. Wickham. Good evening, Coach
Oh, Dr. Linda
BT.
there.
My day has been a very cold one as Yaoundé.
Oh, your
It's a
sound,
pleasure
your
for
sound
me.
is is crispy. It's stuttering.
Are you getting me now?
Okay, I can hear you 5 on 5. I can hear you 5 on 5.
My connection might have issues because of the rain, but I will try to go with it.
Okay, I get. We can. I believe. I guess we can support that. We know the reality of the place where we are. Okay, Dr. Linda, you're welcome. How are you today?
I'm fine, just cold but fine, and I'm happy to have Coach BT. I know if I'm not there, she'll handle it plainly.
Oh yes, I say that
No, two
again.
ideas are better than one. No, Tolinda, two ideas are always better than one.
Oh yes, oh yes. So today, before we go further, I want to make mention of the fact that those of you coming, please do your best to hit the like button. Always share your ideas in the comment section. Like you already know, this is a conversation, and in a conversation we exchange ideas. So you can always share your ideas in the comment section. So we have this wonderful conversation going. Let me send this special shout out to Aldaba Bienvenue. Hi Aldaba Bienvenue. I'm so glad to have you. And we have Miles. Hi Miles. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, please share, guys. Share on groups, share everywhere. Yeah, Coach Beat in the building. Now, today we are talking about so many things. I've been talking with a couple of people, and I noticed that a lot of people are either damaged because of the fact that they got into a wrong entanglement and never knew when to stop. They extended it and it finally led to something called marriage, which has to be a lifelong decision and a lifelong journey. And some are scared to let go, and some are just dead damaged. Some finally let go and they have scars. So today, I thought it was that we should talk about this, given that We have Coach BT who is a counselor as well and equally has a lot of experience in matters like this. And Dr. Linda too is equally a married woman. And we equally have one more will be coming in. Those of you can, oh, you already know the person. She's on the flyer. I would have said you guess and then you get airtime, but sorry. Maybe we'll do that after the show. She's on the flyer as well. So, and we have been looking at this. And sometimes when you turn to look at people, some people have the tendency of regretting most of the time, like when they finally get married to the person they are married to. I notice that there are a lot of people that end up regretting within the first phases of their union, while some others just manage to go through. But I cannot refuse the fact that a lot of people are equally very happy. You see, so when the thing is not going well, you start seeing situations like people beating up another one, people having misunderstandings. Like the misunderstanding becomes very, very inevitable. You get, and now just yesterday, like I was saying, we had a popular Nigerian actress, Regina Daniels, who with a footage surfaced on the internet with her 70, I think it's 72-year old, her 72-year-old husband. Regina Daniels 25. Um,
76. 76.
5 years with her 76-year-old husband beating her like they were actually in a confrontation. So, hi, MC Versace, I see you. I think I'm going to send MC Versace a backstage link if it's available so he can join us together. Hi, everybody joining. I see Ashu Hansen. Yes. So, he beat her up, and everybody was like, we thought this was a paradise, but it's looking like there's trouble in paradise. And rumors have she's out of her paradise. And this lady posted that she better cry in a Bentley than be out there in the street. So I want to think that a lot of these things are reoccurring based on the fact that we actually ignore a lot of things, or we don't consider some factors when we want to get into courtship or marriage. That's why I put courtship and marriage, because courtship definitely leads to marriage. So Coach BT, I want to find out from you, when do you think is the right time to start preparing or start considering certain factors before getting into marriage? Do we get into marriage and learn it? I participated in a wedding, and they always give room for people to communicate and give counsel to the couple. One mama said, marriage, I'll say that she said it in pidgin. Marriage na fine thing, and any man dey unique. No man are not there for marriage. You dey learn your man na learn am, and you go just continue with them. Anything we dey, just manage am. You get. So this got me thinking, like, so is there any need for preparation, or what are criteria that we can take to know, or what if there's no preparation, when can we start preparing? Do we prepare in the marriage, or do we get the knowledge in the marriage, or we just need to just flow like she said? Any man the party they can need to guys they go like that. What are your thoughts on this, Coach B?
Okay, I think marriage being something that is divine,
Yes,
we should prepare for marriage before getting into marriage.
yes,
You prepare for marriage before getting into marriage. That is, you need to know what marriage is all about before
yeah,
you get into marriage. And if I look at it, and I would like to start by saying that marriage is a commitment,
yes,
and any commitment needs some requirements, some prerequisites.
yeah,
And in this our topic of discussion today, we'll be looking at what are the commitments or the requirements. We'll talk of maturity.
yes,
Before you think about marriage, you must first of all be matured enough.
yes,
And before you even think about marriage or courtship, you should be prepared enough. And then
yes,
the third thing also is that you should have your purpose. You should know
yes,
the purpose why you are getting married. Yes.
mm-hmm.
So if we take these three key points as the requirements to get into this divine commitment, which is maturity, preparedness, and the purpose of getting married,
Yes,
I don't think
yeah,
you will find yourself in a place where you will begin to regret.
yeah. And
Yes.
you have mentioned some very, very striking points, right? And the
Yes.
first of them all is maturity. How do one know that they are mature to get married? How do we test this maturity?
We want to look at it, if we take it from the spiritual point, where the
Yes.
Bible says in Genesis 2, verse 24, that a man shall leave his parents and
Yeah.
cleave to his wife, and they shall
Yeah.
become one.
Yeah.
When you get to that maturity stage, you will understand that it is time for you to leave your parents. So
Yeah.
it is stated in the Bible. When if we look at it spiritually, it is well stated. It comes a time in your life, because your life is lived in seasons. So
Yeah.
when you attain that season, you will come to that point of understanding that it is time for me. That is that time when you feel that you are matured enough. And
Yeah.
when you feel that you are matured enough, if I want to take it for example, on the case of the men,
Yes.
the Bible says they have to leave their parents and
Yes.
cleave to their wives so that they will become one. So you
Yes.
must have been matured enough. You should be able to make that personal decision without anybody influencing you.
Yeah.
Yes, because marriage is a choice. It's a decision that you take as an individual.
Yeah.
Though in some cases people are usually like pressurized and forced into it, but under normal circumstances, it is a choice that you make when you come to that your season of maturity. And then
Yeah.
following what the Bible says, you have to leave your parents. And so when the Bible says a man has to leave his parents, it means that you have come to that point of maturity where you are financially independent. At least you
Yes.
can have your home. When we say a home, it must not be a duplex. It can be your
Yes.
single room, but you can live in that your single room and manage your life alone. So at that
Yeah.
point now, you can make a decision that, okay, I want to get married. And then you
Yeah.
leave your parents, and then you choose your partner and you get married
Yeah.
to. Yes.
This is wonderful. So, if I understand very well, if we look at this maturity, it comes from a standpoint of you being ready to manage your
Yes.
life by yourself.
Yes.
If I
Yes.
understand well,
Yes. Yes.
because sometimes when we talk of maturity, usually we look at the age factor. So, and we look at many other things. And some people say maturity comes with age, while some others says maturity comes with mindset, and some others says the mindset is linked to the age factor. So we usually miss out on this aspect of maturity. You get. So, and now I want to find out Dr. Linda. Dr. Linda there. Oh,
Are you getting me, Mr. Rico?
Dr. Linda, are you there? Okay, let me greet some new
Yeah,
people
I'm
coming
getting
in. We
you.
have Chong Emilia. We have Rose Anaba that says greetings. Hi to you. He says hi, mommy. Okay, greetings to you too. And Chong Emilia says powerful. Now, do you think in this our era,
Yeah.
a lot of things happen that most marriages have the lifespan of 2 years, 2 years, most, and 2 years, 2 years, and it's usually very, very chaotic. Now, I want to find out from you: is it as a result of the fact that they don't prepare, or is that it's just normal for people to get along and they see that they are not compatible? Like, what could really be the reason that we could account for the rampant increase of separation and divorce rates in this era?
Yeah. If I come in at this point, am I talking
Yeah.
or is Dr. Linda?
Coach BT can speak. We'll have Dr. Linda. It looks like she has an issue with her network.
Okay. The reason why most of these relationships do not last for long, for 2 years, we start having issues and then they break up, they can no longer manage themselves, is because, first of all, they did not prepare before getting into marriage. They never had
Okay.
that pre-counseling knowledge. They never even knew what it takes to become a husband or a wife. And then they did not even get to the point of even seeing that if their purpose do align, do their visions even align? They are usually carried away by their emotional feelings. Most people just think that marriage is love. I love my husband. I love my wife. Oh, she's beautiful. He's a handsome man. He's a rich man. That's not all about marriage. There is more to it. There
Mm-hmm.
is more to it. As if we look at it closely, we have to look at the spiritual aspect of it. If
Mm-hmm.
we actually consider marriage to be a divine institution, then the
Yeah.
very first thing that partners need to consider before they get themselves entangled is their spiritual
Mm-hmm.
readiness. How spiritually
Yes.
they are ready to live
Yeah.
as couples. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Because if they consider their spiritual readiness, you will need to find out if the person you want to uh, get married to, is this person, does he fear God?
Yes.
You yourself, do you fear God?
Yes.
Yes. So if you take this into consideration and then you seek a divine direction, most people get married without even praying for the husband that God has destined for them. Every
Yes.
human being has a soulmate destined for you.
Yeah.
So, in most cases, they just get up, they are carried away by the physical looks and other things. They fail to look or to seek the divine direction. This man that I'm into relation with him, is he the destined man for me? Is he my soulmate? How do you get to know this? You need to get into prayers. You have to pray
Yes.
to seek God's opinion, to know if this is
Yeah.
your destined husband or wife. So,
Yes.
but when they are usually carried away by their feelings that they feel that they are in love,
Mm-hmm.
by the time they start the journey will not go far. So it will come to a sudden stop somewhere along the road.
Okay. Now, this leads me to navigate now directly into the topic: things we must consider before getting into courtship or marriage. Now, we are looking at courtship because courtship is a pathway that leads to marriage. And at this point, I would like to ask Dr. Linda, what are some of those things that you think we must consider before getting into courtship and marriage?
Hello, Mr. Wicom, are you getting me?
Yeah, I can hear you 5 on 5 clearly now.
Uh, okay, my connection is really dancing.
Okay,
I think
okay.
I'll boil down to the same point as Coach BT was saying. One of the
Yes,
things that we need to really focus on is to know the purpose of marriage. And Coach BT has well said, spoken about the godly definition of it, the divine perspective of marriage, and knowing that it's a divine institution. So when we start looking at it as a divine institution, there are things we are supposed to consider. We are supposed to know that if you are getting into courtship, we're going to a relationship that is a companionship for support, mutual care. But not only that, we have a spiritual or a religious framework to establish a home where children can be raised in a home of stability, security. We are nurturing human beings that can carry or propel the gospel of Christ further. That's concerning the Christian domain. But whether
yeah,
be a Christian or not, we need to have this as a base for the purpose of marriage. Now, focusing on that base, it makes you to know or to look at things that you must consider before you get into courtship. Because when you're already in courtship, Mr. Wicom, I will tell you, you are already in love, you're just not finding anything, you can't see anything anymore apart from just the love you're seeing yourself into it. So one of the first thing, as Coach BT said, is the spiritual aspect, and we spoke about it last week. You can't be getting married to a native doctor, meanwhile your purpose is being a pastor. So we look at that first aspect. Another aspect that we always usually forget to look at it is we don't look relatively on aspects concerning finances, because
Thank you.
not everybody can manage marriage. Everybody can be married, but not everybody can manage marriage. So
Yes.
there are some level of tolerance that each and everyone has. Concerning the
Yes.
financial aspect, not everybody can tolerate a husband with a salary that is less than 100. So we need to also look, or tolerate a wife that doesn't have anything doing. So we need to look at that aspect. Are you having a
Yeah.
job, or are you having something that earns you a means, and in that your salary, can you spare some few coins for another person to eat? Can you spend some few coins for another person to be dressed up? Can you spend some few coins so that you can mutually support each other? Because the financial aspect is not solely on the man, it also boils down to the woman's responsibility. That's one thing we need to consider. Another thing, I know we usually say as Christians that when we are in Christ, there's no more tribes and everything. We are one. But there's something I've noticed that disturbs a lot is intertribal marriage. We need to consider it, because you need to know where you're going to and if you'll be able to cope in it. For
Yeah.
example, let's say an Anglophone man getting married to a woman from the center region. There are things you need to consider. The educational background is not going to be the same. The respect you
Yeah.
have for your parents is not going to be the same. The
Yeah.
upbringing is not going to be the same. So there are
Yeah.
things that you need to consider about the person's tribe, the upbringing, and wage, or you weigh it if you can wage war against it. Also, there's also a spiritual package that pertains to every tribe, that pertains to every region, that you need to be ready and prepared, psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, to fight against it. For example, people from the center region, it's not they're very hospitable, but they can easily flame up with anger and disrespect in all that sense. And
Yeah.
also considering, let's say somebody from the northwest that have a traditional notion of marriage, a woman being submissive, not saying anything, and na 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 na, is going to cause problem. You might be in love, but there are things you need to consider. That's one thing I
Culture.
think we need to consider. Should
Yeah.
I continue, or should we
So
stop
please
here
ride on.
first?
Please ride on. Please ride
Okay.
on. So when you're
Okay.
done, I'm
Another
jotting
thing
down a
that we
good,
need
a
to
good, some good points here.
another thing we need to consider before getting married to or getting into courtship with somebody is the maturity level of the person. The maturity level. I will not insist on. I don't know how I'm going to insist on that, because
Oh,
it's
it's
going to
really, it's
depend.
really
It's going to
beautiful.
define
Yeah.
your relationship. Are you getting me now?
I
Are
can
you
hear you
getting
five on
me?
five now. I can hear you
Okay.
now. I can
As
hear you
I
now.
was saying that the next point I was saying is the maturity level of the person. Is not based on age. It's not based on physical development, but I think it's a mental perspective, or a mental personality of the person, at what level the person is. Because I've seen relationships where both people are Christians, both people are coming from the same tribe, but their mental maturity is very, very far different. For example, I met a couple. The man had just the first school living certificate, and the lady was an A level student, or had her A level certificate, and it always kept on bringing
Yeah.
inferiority complex because of the lack of maturity. So when you're getting married to someone, you just need to
Yeah.
try to check, is this person mature enough to handle me as I am, or would this person be able to cope with my evolution? Because also some ladies, you have men that are very broad mind, they are very broad minded, they study, they go ahead, they move ahead, and you linger behind. In a certain aspect, you begin to discover that as you're moving ahead with this person, you're of two different visions, and it begins to bankrupt your relationship, in the sense that the other person is less matured, the other person is far ahead, far developed, and it
Yeah.
makes a breach that is beginning to form between the two of you people. So as our
Yeah.
grandparents used to say, may any man carry a coat way, may any man cut a coat according to the material.
Oh, Mateya, sorry. All right. So I want to say big welcome to those of you who just came in. Thank you so much for this insight, Dr. Linda. And now we have some comments. These comments are targeted because I wrote down some questions. This is going to be a very beautiful conversation, and I guess you don't want to miss any any beat, any pinch of it. We have another gentleman who's always been blessing us with some deep knowledge and very good insight on certain issues like this. And he'll be with us today as well. And this is no other person than MC Versace. Hi, MC Versace, and how are you today?
Mr. Wickham, we're doing good today. How are you doing?
I'm okay. So glad to connect with you again, and glad you
Mm-hmm.
spent some time to be with us. So today when you came in when we were talking on things you must consider before getting into courtship or marriage. Now I want to find out from your point of view. We've had Coach BT bless us with some of these points, and equally Dr. Linda. Now I want to find out from you. Do you think there are some more tips that you think we could consider, and do you have some points which you could throw in as well to help us navigate courtship or marriage?
Can you hear me?
My network is funny, eh? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
My God, the network is quite funny. So we're talking on things you should consider before courtship or marriage. Do you have some more light to throw on this, please?
This is a very good topic, Wickham. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you 5 on 5. Yeah.
Yeah, this topic is very good topic, and it's always good for young people to be able to listen to topics like this from elder people and people that have been into it with a little bit of experience. I'll
Yeah.
just have these brief things to say about marriage and courtship. So the first
Yeah.
question I want to ask is, what is courtship?
Mm-hmm.
From my standpoint, I would define courtship as
Mm-hmm.
the period which couples develop a romantic relationship before marriage.
Yeah.
So we should be able to differentiate courtship from marriage. Marriage
Yeah.
is not courtship. So courtship is
Mm.
that period which couples develop a romantic relationship before marriage.
Yeah.
And then marriage then becomes the legal, or marriage is a legally or socially recognized union between
Yeah.
two people that
Yes.
establishes rights and responsibilities
Yes.
between the couple and their families. I want you to
Yes.
underline these words: rights and responsibilities.
Rights and responsibilities. Okay.
Yes, I will get to that. I will get to that. So the first question anybody is asking, I think courtship, I'll start with courtship. Courtship is a gateway to marriage. So
Yeah.
the question uh, any person that wants to get into marriage is asking, should be asking is, what is the essence of marriage. Because we live in a society now where people are more interested, especially women, young girls now are more interested in weddings than in marriages.
Yeah, it's true.
So, and that is why we have a lot of broken marriages today. I am saying this because when I was a law student,
Yeah,
when I was a law student, one of my one of my specialties was in divorce cases. Yeah,
yeah,
one of my specialties. So I've read a lot of divorce cases. So I started asking questions on what can be the causes of so many divorces. So in the course of reading, I found out a lot of things that destroy a lot of marriages, and I can categorically tell you that it starts from inception. And that is why I ask and I advise people that want to get married to ask, what is the essence of marriage?
yeah,
And I
yeah,
want the second thing is the people should understand that the essence of marriage is first of all for redemption.
yeah.
Second, it's companionship.
Mm-hmm.
And third is procreation.
Yeah,
Those are the three essence of marriages. Jot them
yeah.
down. Companionship, procreation, and redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Companionship, for those who believe in the Bible, God saw how Adam was lonely, and God said, this man needs a companion.
Yeah,
So God created Eve for Adam. And
yeah.
this is where I always come in to tell women who want to get into marriage that a woman was created for a man,
Mm-hmm.
and a man was not created for a woman. A woman was created for a man.
Yeah.
That's God's first purpose of creating a woman, was for
Mm-hmm.
companionship for a man, and
Mm-hmm.
not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So, procreation, the aspect of procreation is for childbirth. And
Mm-hmm.
then the aspect of redemption in the essence of marriage is to avoid sin.
Yes.
So, after understanding the essence of marriage, the big question now is, how do we prepare for a good marriage? Or how do we choose a good partner?
Mm-hmm.
You start by asking yourself all what it takes, or the essence of marriage, all what it takes. Ask yourself, what is marriage? What does it entail? Once you
Yeah.
give yourself, it should be rhetoric. Once you give yourself the answers, oh, marriage needs that I should be submissive. Marriage needs that to be devoted to the cause of my family. Marriage needs that I should sacrifice. Say all the things that are going to make you uncomfortable. And then ask yourself, am I ready? Am I ready to submit as a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Am I ready? Because I always tell people marriage is assimilation. Take it or leave it. The man
Mm-hmm.
assimilates the woman. And that is why you come
Mm-hmm.
into someone's, in a man's life, you have a name, but once he takes you up as a wife, you change your surname to his name. That's assimilation. If you like, whether
Mm-hmm.
we like it or not. So are you ready to be assimilated?
Mm-hmm.
Are
I
you
get.
ready to are you ready to go along with all the things that comes with marriage? Those are the questions a woman should ask. And then a man should ask himself, marriage, when you get married to someone's daughter, it therefore means they change, they drop their father's name and picks up your name. If a woman
Mm-hmm.
has to drop her father's name to pick up your name, it therefore means you are the new father. Are
Mm-hmm.
you ready to pick up the responsibilities of a father?
Mm-hmm.
Because as a husband, you are the first father to your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to pick up the responsibilities as a father?
Mm-hmm.
Someone is changing the name and is picking up your name. Are you ready to bear that responsibility and that burden that comes with that? It's not just about being married.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of expectations that come with marriage. Are all of us, both the man and the woman, devoted or ready to embrace those expectations?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you have asked yourself that question and within you, you answer the question yes, then that is a big step.
Okay.
Then that
Mm.
is a big step. Now, the next thing is if you finally get into the marriage, how do you stay? What are the points that you need to keep a healthy marriage? Because marriage is
Mm-hmm.
a continuous process. It's from
Yes.
inception.
Yes.
Inception. You
Yes.
cultivate when you are inside. It needs still a lot of processes and work to do to keep it healthy. So we should not
Mm-hmm.
only talk about how to get inside, we should teach them how to keep it healthy. I want to
Mm-hmm.
be as brief as possible because this is a topic I can expand for 2 days, and I have a lot to talk about because it's
All
my
right. Right. Right.
specialty. But
Please.
I want to keep it very close. So the
Okay.
next thing
I
is
get.
once we are inside,
Mm-hmm.
how do we keep a healthy marriage?
Yeah.
I will just give these tips.
Yeah.
We define gender roles.
Yeah.
Once couples define and understand gender roles, that marriage is bound to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing is communication. We should be able to listen, express the needs and feelings of each other to be able to resolve conflicts
Yeah.
constructively.
Yeah.
The next thing that keeps a marriage healthy is financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why you see a lot of women, I hear a lot of young girls, this thing just takes me back. A lot of young women ask them today that what kind of man do you want to get married to? You're gonna hear them say, "Oh, a tall man that has a mansion, that has that has 3 cars, that is gonna foot my bills, that is going to do this, that is going to do that."
Yes.
And then I ask myself, in this life, what do you have to tell an architect about a house that he drew the plan and has finished building? You know nothing about the plan of the house. You just can't come to the house and want to do corrections, can you?
Yeah.
You cannot correct a house that you don't know what the plan looked like. So, what is the basis of the correction? So, that is just on the general principle. Most marriages begin to break because people people choose partners based on
Yes.
their wants,
Yeah. Yeah.
forgetting
Yeah.
that the body and the soul have needs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
once you jump into a marriage based on your wants, as humans, our wants are unlimited.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you get into a marriage based on your wants, that marriage is a broken marriage from the day one, from inception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
That's
if you
true.
got married to a man because he had a Prado, you will see another man that has a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
you see the one with the Rolls Royce, you will see another one with a Lamborghini. And your
Yeah.
wants can go on and on and on and on. But if you get into a marriage understanding that as a woman, as a human, man or woman, you have the need for companionship, which is God's mission, then you will be
Yeah.
looking beyond material thing and you'll be looking for a companion. You'll be looking for a friend. I think that's one of the key points why today people have missed the shot in picking the right partners because
Wow.
the motive behind them getting to most young girls now are interested in that big wedding that they will post in on Facebook rather than what life is after that wedding day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you've
Now.
seen a lot of marriages that have divorced 2 months or 6 months after their wedding day.
Yeah.
What she was
That's true.
interested in when she got in, it was not what it is anymore. So
Yeah.
we have to go back to the days of our parents where we go beyond what people should think about us and
Yeah.
move on to what we should be, what the best we can offer ourselves. And then I
Yeah.
tell people again, the next thing is there was a rule that our parents used to do.
Yeah.
Our parents used to ask when you present even a friend, they used to ask, "Ya pa na wo,
Mm-hmm.
ya mami na wo."
Yes.
When we were growing up, we used to think that our parents what was they were asking those things to know probably if our friends came from a rich background. No, that was not the case.
Yeah.
Pedagogy has proven it that
Mm-hmm.
children pick up 60% of their parents' characters.
Hmm. Wow.
Yes, children learn from what they see.
Yeah.
So parents, children that are being raised up by same parents, unless otherwise they are derailed, they have the possibility to pick up the character traits of their parents. So it's a
Yeah.
reflection when you look at you want to pick
Yeah.
a wife today. Try to find
Yes.
out. Don't ask about the wife. Try to find out who her mother is.
Mm-hmm.
Once you see her mother, once you learn about her mother, once you have a chat with her mother, you will know the kind
Mm-hmm.
of woman you're getting married to.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's a good start for you to say no to it before it gets to that other stage. Very
Okay.
important. Always try to find out the parents, be it from the woman. I grew up all my life. I'm 11 years into marriage today. I have
Yeah.
never slapped a woman or shouted at a woman. Not because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a man, not because sometimes I don't feel as to. But my dad died when he was 43 years in marriage with my mom. And to be very honest with you, I have never seen my parents quarrel.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
Wow.
it
Wow.
became it became imperative in me that I don't quarrel with my wife. Because
Yeah.
that's not a training that I was brought up with. So it's important that you want to choose a partner. Do the background check of who our parents are. It's very
Yeah.
important in marriage. And that's one
Wow.
aspect that we have lost in this generation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now,
So
all right, just land, please. Let me not cut it. I have many questions popping, but let just land first so we can continue so we can roll from there, please.
uh so second, what was that? Oh, yeah. So the next thing is you should be able, let me just brief it, let me just catch I probably along the line we'll come up with many other things as we're answering the questions.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So the next thing is couples should be able to learn conflict resolution, learn healthy ways of addressing and resolving their differences.
Yeah.
What I will be telling married people on this live is never as a woman or as a man leave a conflict sleep for 1 or 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 4 letter word, sorry. It fixes a lot of things. And the next thing is personal growth.
Yeah.
The next thing about having a healthy marriage is adjusting to change.
Yeah.
Yesterday will never be today, today will never be tomorrow. Be
Yeah.
flexible, be ready to adapt to new roles, responsibilities, expectation from one another.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And then to crown it all, you guys have to celebrate together. I will just tell one thing I will say here before I leave for now is only the fool, only the foolish stay married.
Wow.
No, if you are so intelligent, you cannot be married.
Oh
Because
yes.
the only spices that keeps marriage healthy is having the ability. You must, the three spices of marriage that I want to close this talk with for now is you must have
Yes.
an overdose of tolerance. Ask yourself if you want to get married. If you don't have an overdose of tolerance in you, don't dare marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You must have, you must have the ability to forgive 79, 75 times 7, or 79. How, what's about that number the Bible gave? Yes.
777.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Tolerance,
Wow.
forgiveness, and patience. Because
Yes.
every day, sometimes you wake up from the bed, you see your partner, you're asking, is it this woman I got married to? Sometimes you ask, is it this man I got married to? It's patience, tolerance, and forgiveness. Those are the three things that we need to have a healthy and long-lasting marriage. I'll end here for now. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, MC Versace. You said a whole lot of things that when you were talking, I had questions coming in, but good enough. We have a good number of you. We have a good number of people watching. I want to say welcome to those who are joining us right now. Those of you who are watching from TikTok, I say hello to you. You are watching from TikTok. You're so wonderful. Those of you watching from wherever you are, be it either of the platforms, you're equally welcome as well. And I see one very special person flashing backstage. We're going to hear from her as well in a bit. Now, based on everything we've heard MC Versace, Coach BT, and Dr. Linda say, we would understand that these are beautiful foundations and what we can lay down for a beautiful marriage or union like that. And of course, if we look at a lot of things, when MC Versace said his parents, his father and mom were married for 43 years, I can when I look at what is happening, I question myself is if how many young people can actually stay loyal for that length of time in this era, because there's a vast generational shift and the young men don't want to get married, and the sisters equally have what they are looking for. That is not what usually kept the men and the women together. So you know that there's a big generational shift in this whole thing called marriage, and it is causing a very, very big hitch. Sometimes people want to get married, they don't even know what to consider. People want to really get into this union, and what we look at, everything we are saying is like a storytelling. It's like we are talking literature, because we need to actually know how to finally get to the point where you say this person is your companion, because like you rightly said it, God created the Eve for companionship. That was the first woman, if we have to go biblically. And now, if we, how do you even get to know this person is your companion? How do you get to know a lot of these things? So these are what I really want us to decode today, and to understand how to identify the person that is the one for you, and to actually know that this person is a person that you can continue risking. You can continue your life with. See, it's a syndrome in this era that you see. I get to the point of saying risking. You get a point. And now, one of the things which I was looking at, given that in an era like this, like MC Versace rightly said it, if you ask a young girl, who do you want to get married to? I want to get married to a rich man. So I don't want to say a God fearing. I don't want to say a tall, handsome. I don't want to say a what, because all of that is definitely going to come down to money. And in our era, one of the things which I place a lot of emphasis on is that if we must talk about something, we should handle the roots. With listening to many people talk about their crisis and listening to other people that are from broken courtships and broken marriages, at the end of the day, you come to discover that one of the principal causes of these issues that they are facing is money, finance. And it is one of the things that we tend to bypass or not emphasize on, or we are not usually very direct about. And it is a very big cankerworm as far as this union is concerned. I'm talking about this era, because in this era we have a totally different morality. When I speak with some mamas and people that I look up to, good enough, we have one today that I love so much. And see, when they speak and I weigh it with the kind of people we have in this our generation, you understand that it's almost parallel. You get the point. The love and interest and there's so much attention we have for material gain has transformed the mind of a lot of people, especially our sisters. Some years ago, about 6 years ago, we had a young lady, this young Nigerian actress Regina Daniel, that got married to a 70. That time he was 7, maybe 68. He was 72 that time, 18 years getting married to a 72-year-old senator, and she's coming in as a fit or seat wife also. I cannot get the right details correctly. It should be something like that. And just 6 years down the line, we are hearing traces of domestic violence, and she's actually packing her bags out of the house. And this is actually very, very common with many women that jump into this thing called marriage. Now, I want us to place a little bit position. I want us to give different aspects their position. We understand for two people to work together, they must agree. We understand for people to continue their life, they must have a certain connection, and there are certain things that lead to this connection. Now, Coach BT, I want to find out from you. The first thing is, what is the role of money in courtship or in a relationship? I because this conversation, I believe we have two categories of people we are talking to. The first are those that are already married, because I know there are a lot of married people that are learning some things today, and those that are preparing for marriage. So, in our conversation, we are taking these two categories of people into consideration. So, what is the role of money in marriage or in a relationship, please, Coach BT? Where can we position money?
Uh, Mr. Wickham, thank you for that question. But I would really like to, first of all, throw more light on our main theme of this evening, which is the things that we must consider before courtship or
Yes.
marriage,
All right. Yeah.
or we may just say courtship. Uh,
Yeah.
Talking about money, all of this, everything in maybe in our lives, money plays a great role into it. But I
Yeah.
want to come to this point. Let's get these facts before we get to what the role of money is really.
Yes.
I want to address my I call them my kid sisters, my daughters, because I wonder before the end of this session, there should be
Yes.
some kind of change of mindset. So
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying. From your conversation, you said when we ask a lady the kind
Yes.
of man she wants to get married to, they will tell you they
Yes.
want a rich man, they want a man
Yes.
that has a building. That's they already want a man that is already equipped with everything. But now
Yes.
the question now is, do they know their role in marriage? Do they
Yes.
know their purpose in marriage? If they
Yes.
know very well that their major role biblically is to be there as a suitable helper, they will
Yes.
have it in their minds that you cannot help somebody when you cannot first of all help yourself.
Yes. Correct.
So I want my sisters and my daughters to get this clear.
Mm-hmm.
What they are desiring for, the men
Mm-hmm.
they do what the men attract, the men are attracted to value.
Yes.
So what value do they give themselves before desiring these men that they are naming? They want a man that is rich. The man, how rich are you, first of all, as a woman and as somebody who has been destined to be a suitable helper to somebody?
Yes.
So the ladies, first of all, before considering courtship, even because there is a kind of dating that is you meet a man, that we call that dating, and then you can be in that relationship. You may not even end up getting married to that man. We can call that dating, but and then when it gets to courtship, we'll say, okay, you've made your intentions to be together. But before you get to this point, you first of all have to add value to yourself as a lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to make a better version of yourself. Don't always sit and think that, okay, I'm going, since most of the ladies now take marriage as an escape plan. They want to
Yeah.
run away from their own responsibilities. They don't want to go to school again. They don't want to learn a skill. They just want to uh, uh, quickly rush into a relationship and sit under somebody.
Yeah.
These ladies should add value to themselves. make a better version of themselves.
Yeah.
By doing what? They should learn some skills and then
Yes.
be self-dependent, that is, be independent, both financially in almost every domain of your life. And then have your purpose and your vision. Know your why. Why are you living? You are not just living because you want to get married. I keep
Yes.
saying that marriage is just one of those things in the life of a woman. So they should
Yes.
get this in their minds. So if you know that marriage is just one of those things, you will first of all know the reason. Ask yourself, why am I on this earth? And then
Yes.
you begin to build your skills, learn and improve your capacities. By the time you are financially independent, you can
Yeah.
help yourself, you can take care of your basic needs. Then you will patiently wait. You will not rush into marriage because you cannot help yourself. You are unable to do your hair because you need a man to give you 1,000 francs to buy maybe mesh or whatever. But if you can afford this for yourself, there will be no need for you rushing into a courtship and then maybe ending up in camel stay, or in some cases you begin to oblige the man to go and do a kind of forceful knock door that they don't want to. These
Yeah.
ladies, please, they should learn something, learn a trade, learn to do something that can give you money, that will help you take care of your basic needs. And then the second thing is evaluate yourself. Look at your character. You want to get married to. You want a man that will be respectful. You want a man that will be caring. You want a man of good morals. Are you respectful? Do you have good morals? Assess your character. Try to sit down and see those things that you see that they are not good. You take them out and then you learn those that can keep you, that can at least attract you and even keep you in a company of a man. They have to learn this. And
Yes.
the ladies must be emotionally intelligent. They should be able to
Yes.
manage their own emotions and those of others around them so that they can manage a situation and bring something fruitful out of it.
Yes.
And then they should not, these ladies, they should not rush. They should learn to be patient. They should wait for the right time.
Oh, never,
Nothing
never,
like
never.
age, nothing like family pressure that
Can you people
to,
hear
it's
me?
time for you to
I don't
get
know if it's
married.
my network that has issues or it's which one.
Yes, of course.
Are you getting me?
Okay, I can hear
Yes,
you now. Five
yes,
on
yes,
five.
of
All right.
course.
Okay. Please write on.
Okay,
Please write
We are
on.
getting you clearly, clearly.
all right. So I was saying that these ladies should first of all build up themselves, their capacity. They should not
Yes.
think that when they are getting into marriage, go into a relationship with a mindset of contributing into that relationship.
Yeah.
Don't just go there. Or even if at the beginning you have not yet attained that level, but you have that mindset, you have your purpose that, okay, if I'm getting into this relationship, let this man be the man that will help me accomplish my vision.
Yes.
This man should not be a man that will cage me and then bury my vision.
Yeah.
You should have your vision, and then you also make sure that this man that I'm in courtship with, I'm preparing to get married with, does he buy my vision? Does his own purpose align with my purpose? Can we work together? So if you come to a point of compromise where you find that your purpose align, then you can get along into that courtship and get married. And then,
Yes.
just like one of our speakers said, as a lady, the Bible says you have to be submissive, be ready to be submissive. When
Yes.
we talk of submissiveness, it doesn't mean slavery. It doesn't mean subjugation. No. Submission, you should be ready to work together as a team in your relationship. So before you consider that relationship that you will get into it, are you ready to work with that man as a team, or you are going
Yeah.
in as a competitor? So if you assess yourself up to this point, you should also know that marriage is a commitment. So the ladies should be ready to sacrifice. That man that you are dreaming that okay you want to get married to, you may meet a man that is rich today, all is going on well, and you get into the marriage, and one thing or the other goes wrong. It may be a businessman or something we miss, and something goes wrong along the line. He falls into a bad deal, and everything in the twinkle of an eye disappears. Will you be able to sacrifice and stay in that relationship? These are some of the questions these young girls should ask themselves. Answer these questions before they even get into courtship. That is, build up yourself. Try to help yourself before you start looking for somebody, and know that your purpose as a woman in a man's life is to help that person. God said, a suitable helper. We should make a suitable helper. How can you be a suitable helper to a man when you cannot even help your own self? I'll stop here. We'll come back again.
Wow. This is really deep. I mean, your remark and passage has already technically positioned where money belongs, and we might hit that subsequent in maybe as the program unfolds. Now, Dr. Linda, did you have a reaction? I saw you're unmuted. You want to say
Yeah,
something? So just
yeah,
spin it out.
yeah.
If you have
I
something to
have
add
a
on to it, just go
reaction.
ahead.
That was a really a display of wisdom for our young sisters that are coming up. And I want to come back to the same topic. I will not say very much what Coach BT have said, but I want to say something. Today we can be pointing the hands to the girls, saying that they are the ones wanting the money, forgetting that it's a societal perspective of what happens in our communities. For example, if you have two girls in your house, the one that comes with a man that is well to do is considered of having already succeeded in life and is well treated in the family. The parents have a lot of respect for the girl that can successfully bring a man that has wealth, that has somewhat, let's say, let's take the example for Regina Daniels. On no other perspective can a mother accept her child to get married to someone that is of maybe her age group, that because of his financial stability, we begin to see that a little girl, a little kid that is apparently just learning how to come out from her shell is forced to entangle herself with an old man just because of I prefer to cry in a Bentley or in a whatsoever may say this or Rolls Royce, something like that, because of the societal perspective of it. So we should not just be throwing stones to the girls. We should also throw stones right back to the society and towards the parents. Because in a family, when a girl comes with someone that is very rich, the person is first of all very welcome. If the person is well educated, the person is being applauded for, and if the person is well spoken, it's considered as an achievement. The girl has come to an achievement. So parents also are there to be blamed. We need to blame our parents, and we as a society we need to change the perspective we have towards men that are already well to do in relationship with our daughters. So it's not only the girl, it's also the parents. Look at it. Look at how the girl's friends are going to treat the man if the man has money and if the man doesn't have money. That's a
Yeah.
perspective to look at. Look at how her brothers and sisters are going to treat. Look at how she's going to be treated. In fact, just follow maybe one day going to a ministry and you see the wife of a minister entering a different ministry for a service, and you, a rich man,
Oh, this network of a thing. It's like we'll look for a king for this network here. Welcome to everybody joining. Rose and Ab, I see you. Let's take a few comments while Dr. Linda tries to sort out her. I saw some good comments like questions.
Are you people getting
This
me?
one says, okay, I can hear you now. Okay, please write on before we get
So
the comment. Please write
you
on
tend
now.
to discover. I was just trying to cite an example. Let's take an example that a governor's wife is going to a ministry, and you, a riffraff. I would just excuse me, or me, a riffraff, should go into the same ministry, asking for the same services. The respect and
Yeah.
entitlement given to the two people in front of the ministry are different. So it's a societal problem. It's not just mean on the. It's just not just on the part of the girl. It's a societal problem. Even men tend to respect girls that have well-to-do husbands.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it. So you mean if I get you well, the pressure is more of a societal pressure that is levied on women. Correct. Now
Yeah.
let's read a few comments and then we ride on because this is a global, I would say, it's a persistent virus. It's persistent virus that is actually eating the minds of many of our sisters, and some of our brothers frankly do not really want to connect with. Let's take a few comments. This one says, every modern days women understand that. Okay, Dr. Linda, okay, some of them are too stubborn, and I think that's when we were talking. Now we have this one coming from Mother of Boys say many people use social media wrongly. It's more show off. It's more of show off and competition. Who has and who can't? Who can afford what? You where you go marry? You will go marry poor man. The one start relate. Now, this is a very, very vital because you see, this boils to the societal pressure. When children come to social media and they start seeing people flaunting big girls, I had a story of a girl that left and came to study in the University of Yaoundé. When she came, she met some other girls. This girl was coming from a noble home. And later on, that's how they started saying they had their gang that was called Star Girls. So they will have their gang, they will do big girls things, they will go out with big men and all of that. This girl was a timid girl focused on her studies. And before long, you notice, they started she became friends with these girls and was equally a part of that syndrome. That is how an innocent girl left her school, and due to peer pressure, her mindset transforms, and then she finally becomes that kind. All of those girls I speak just about, there were about four of them. One of them is married, and I think she should be the full wife of one man like that. You get. So it's just
Yeah.
a way which some of these ideologies spreads widely, and this pressure. You see a friend coming to school with human hair. That's why I came back to say the morality change is very, very massive. Because I remember many years before you would even get something back home as a hustler, as a young man, whether you're working or not, you must be able to answer questions. When you buy some kind of phone, or you even send some kind of money to your mother, when you go back home and take some money home, Mama will sit you down and say, "My son, I know you are working. Where did you take this money from?" When your daughter comes with something and brings it back home, she must be ready to answer questions. But that is not the case today. Today, we have mothers that are very conscious of the fact that their daughters are going around collecting money from men and they promote it. That's the morality shift I'm talking about. Yes, society can always say what they want to say, but if parents don't educate their children and lay a solid foundation, what can society not do? Society is going to just take over and do what they can do. See this case of this bright, hustling girl that was vibrant and struggling to make her life as an actress. All of a sudden, her mother carried her that she's going to do sightseeing in that 72 years old past house. The next time we are hearing is that the man is getting married to her. So there are many things that are happening because society has its role. We society, society is me, it is the both of us. So to me, another point we look at the societal pressure, and parents are equally failing. There are places I've gone to places where you will sit Okay, let me give an example, practical one. There was a time I was working in a studio, and then a lady we had a rendezvous with their group. They had a musical group, mama and children like that. Now, that was they come for an early appointment. They had to come for an appointment, say around 3 p.m. When I was at the studio, around 10 a.m., I noticed that one of the daughters of that mama was already around. And it's one mama, another lady that was making me to understand that it is her mother that sent her. Because some of these women sleep and send their children to go and, yes, the mother said that if you keep the mother burning fish, you can keep the daughter for the weekend. And this is a morality shift that is causing a lot of chaos. When a young man comes to meet a girl, the girl with that kind of notion already knows that she is a commodity. When we transform our sisters and teach them to be commodities, I will not buy my TV and my TV tell me what channel to use. I think this
Hey.
morality shift crisis in this our time. Because if women can work their own money so that they will not say I love you because of hunger, there's a lot of I love you and I care for you in this time that is as a result of hunger, as a result of neck. You get? But like Coach BT rightly said it, if our sisters can work harder, they can actually feed themselves and take care of themselves. But another problem is when the sisters work hard and still have this mentality of they need to still take the money from the men. You get a point? It becomes quite complex because this money mindedness have damaged a lot of moral values and virtues that were existing before. Previously, before you even talk with a man, as a boy and a girl are standing, when an elder is coming, they just separate as though nobody asks them a question. You get? But today, a small boy, it was a small boy I saw. That child should be around 17, like that. As the mother stepped out, he brought his small thing. And you get the point. So the morality
Yeah.
shift is very, very vast. And this morality shift, if I must get married to a woman, I must be very certain that this woman reasons logically. She has a sane mindset. She has a sane morality. And I must know that I am getting married to a woman and I'm not buying a commodity, for example. But the problem we have is many of the girls today want to be bought as commodities and want to be treated as women. So some of the things I think to my perspective, a lot of these things is coming at the level of the mindset that we choose to adapt. So if I'm to get married or get entangled to somebody today, I check your mind. I look at how you reason. And the reason why I was hitting hard on money because money is a factor that will make somebody to go and lie. Money is the reason why a young girl will know that somebody is married and will still entertain him in the house. Money is the reason why a woman will allow her husband and go and meet somebody outside. Money is the reason why a man will leave his family and go and arrange a boss with intimacy so that he can get promotion. And this money factor is a silent virus and a venom that is cutting across and destroying a whole lot of relationships. And the mindset we carry about money and how we manage it counts a lot. You get a point? Now,
Mr.
I was
Wickham,
talking with a
can I ask a question? What's the
yes,
difference
I know.
between money? Are you getting me?
I'm 5 on 5. I can hear you 5 on 5.
Yeah, what's the difference between having money and having the love for money or the love of money? They are two different things. I don't think money
Okay,
is
thank
bad
you.
per se, but it's the love we have for money that is bad.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the love of money. Thank you for that
Okay,
rectification. Yes,
okay.
you get. So and this love is elevated in such
Hello.
it happens the network is very interesting, eh? Can you people hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you now.
Right, okay. Now, this is it. I'm going to hit this one because Coach BT answered the question so well. I have two questions. The first thing, if I understand so well from Coach BT, what you're telling our younger sisters and our older ones too is that before you get married, you must have something to do.
Yes.
And the next thing which I'm looking at is a lot of sisters have something to do, but because of the fact that you believe that a woman must submit and a man must provide, a lot of these sisters believe that what they have to do has nothing to do with the man. And I visited a friend. This friend was living with they were doing camp with stay. Let me just put it that way. Now, so when they were he was with this is his I don't even know what term to use. I'll call it girlfriend, woman, or fiance, or
Najumba,
whatever.
Najumba, Najumba.
So,
Dr. Linda, that's the right word, Nanjumba.
so, so when it was with this Jumba, they were living together and living like a family. The man will go hustle, get something, and bring back home. The woman too was hustling, and then she'll bring back home. And this guy was telling me one time they had a crisis because when he was hustling and things were going down, the woman was the one that had money. You see, but instead for the woman to even step up and make provision for things to go on, she kept on saying that he is the man. Now they manage a situation, the two of them, side by side. And at one certain point, the man came and discovered that the woman had money in her account that she has gone and blocked the money. So he started and said, so we'll sit in this house and we are dying of hunger. And then you go and keep money and block it in your account. What kind of wickedness is this? You get a point. And I was telling him that, frankly, you might call it wickedness, but that is the mindset of a lot of our sisters that are in this thing. Because a lot of sisters don't believe that whatever they have has anything to do with the man. Just be taking care of the house and doing your own things. And let me be using my own money to take care of myself, period. So, Coach Pitty, what can you give as a reaction to such?
When I come in here, I will say that this lady is in this relationship without knowing her purpose in that relationship. She has
Yeah,
not yet defined her role in that relationship. If she
yes,
knows her role in that relationship, she will know that she is there in that relationship to work together with the husband for the interest of the family. There will be no
yes,
need keeping money while children are suffering. Maybe they have not yet paid their fees. Maybe the landlord is screaming in front of your house every day, but you are banking money. I think it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Because if you know your role, that you are there to help the man, where the man falls, you step in. You have
yeah,
to step in. And even you don't even have to wait till the man falls. You people have, that is why we are saying that before you even get into a relationship, you must get to know each other. That is why
yeah,
pre-counseling is a prerequisite for
yeah,
every marriage. Because during pre-counseling, they will bring you to the point where you will have to know that you are there to work together. You are committed,
yeah,
you are intentional in this relationship, that you have to take it, keep it running, keep it moving. So you have to come in with your own contribution. Likewise, your husband. You will not only wait
yeah,
until when things get so hard that the man cannot help himself, then before you even come in. You're supposed to have been chipping in your own quarter. So this
yeah,
is knowledge that they need to get it from pre-counseling before getting to even tie the knot. So you see, when people rush into this whole thing that they call marriage, or this word that you are even explaining is can we stay, or as Njumba, as Dr. Linda said.
Yeah.
So when they are in that their kind of Njumba relationship, you see, the lady is not secured.
Mm-hmm.
She does not know how far that relationship will go because it
Mm-hmm.
has not been legalized. Because when we talk of relationship, marriage, we have it has
Mm-hmm.
to take three phases. We have the traditional, customary court phase, and then we have the legal phase, and then we have the church uh, phase or the spiritual phase. So if they
Mm-hmm.
are living in this, their account will stay. You see, the lady is there, she is not secure. There is that aspect of insecurity. So she
Mm-hmm.
will want to bank her money because she does not know when the rain will fall. So she will
Mm-hmm.
protect her money. But in a relationship that has been legalized, following these three steps that I have mentioned, there is no reason
Yes.
why you should be keeping money and waiting only for the man to come in. No, you have to be playing your own part in that relationship because, like it has earlier been mentioned, the children that you have in that relationship, they are
Yes.
going to reproduce what you are showing them in that relationship, what you practice in that relationship.
Yeah.
So the way you are behaving as a mother, that is how your daughter will behave tomorrow
Yes.
when she definitely gets into her own concubine or whatever relationship she will find herself into.
Yes.
So if the relationship is legalized, this woman, it's supposed to be something that is a day-to-day commitment. You bring in your
Yeah.
quarter, what you have, the little that you have, we put it on the table and we run the family, not only when the man is down. So some
Yes.
of these women might be keeping their money because they are not sure of how far the relationship will go, if I may say so.
Okay. Thank you so much, Coach BT. I mean, we have some people coming in, and I must say, you all are welcome. I think you coined it in a very proper manner. Now, I don't know, Dr. Linda, do you have any reaction to this as well?
Yeah. Mr. Wickham, I have a reaction. Oh, my
Okay.
reaction might not might not be pleasant to the person that has the situation, because just
Okay.
as Coach BT said, um uh, the lady is finding herself in an insecure position, because that things that makes women to get married: security, financial security, social security, spiritual security. In that relationship, nothing has been legalized, nothing has been
Yeah.
done to see that that relationship is going to foster marriage in the future. It's just like in a game that we used to play when we were small: you touch and run, you touch, that is, everybody is like a bandit. Everybody is planning his or her strategy not to go out with a heart that is broken. So at that stage, I cannot really blame the girl, because out of the insecurity she's living, she's just trying to keep her things for rainy days. Who knows, this guy can just get up and the next day get married to another person. So let me not come out of the relationship stranded, at least financially. Maybe that is it. But if it's a marital situation, I think what Coach BT said is just profound and sound for a relationship. You should not be keeping money while you people are not able to feed as a couple, except that you people have a goal, like let's say maybe building a structure. I have a particular amount that you can contribute, but keeping separate money, hiding it, I think that's not part of something one can advise for a married couple. It's good to be honest financially, and it's even good to even be honest even with your savings. If you have saved it, you say you have saved it, and leave it that way.
Okay. Now you coined it out so well, and if I want to drop a remark on this, it means it's just okay for us to say even a man should not equally fully engage in anything he's doing, right? They are not yet married, so the man should keep his own, and the woman keep her own. Is this same
Mr. Wickham, now the man the one seduce now. When you want seduce person, you have to put everything in the plate to seduce. Now, if the
Ah,
girl wants to show that she's a person indeed meant for you, the girl also has to also play her own role to demarcate herself amongst the thousands of girls around you. So, I think that is it. So I have to show that she's kind, but the man, if you have to seduce somebody, money must come into the play.
because what I think is, it sounds like the lady. What I look at is somebody that is generous. For example, somebody that is caring will not really even go to the extent of trying to keep anything. There's a tendency to give when you are actually committed to something. Now, there's a similar thing after here after we getting your point. There's a similar thing that happened to a man. This man was he wasn't just he was integrated into public office like that. I don't want to mention the department, and he had an issue, and his money wasn't passing. His salary wasn't going through for a long period of time. You get about something like even 8 years. He had that challenge. So he was living with the wife, and the wife was doing, does not mean that he will bring something but minimal to run the house. And now, when he was with the wife, the day that his money passed, he took all of that money. Nobody ever saw him again in that house. You get the point. And now, you know
Again.
that the man took the money, and he did not take, he just left that same day and went and got married to a different woman and lived his life there. And people will say, wicked man, that's how men are, that's how this, that's how that. But the big question is, do you know what he was going through when he was eating the food that that woman was cooking with her money? These are the things
Uh,
that I would like us to really look into, such that when our sisters know that they don't have to give any dime in what they make, when it comes for a time for them to get in, they start doing it with a lot of disrespect and insult. It's like your mother giving you food and insulting you that, look at useless thing. You are coming to eat my food. Even the food, you lose appetite to eat the food. You get the point? So when
Much
sisters
noise
know
from
that,
the background.
yeah, I just muted. So when you see when sisters know that they don't have anything to do, the moment they start, it gets for the it gets when the moment comes for them to actually do something, they see it as a big challenge, and they are uncomfortable doing it because they know that naturally they are not supposed to do anything. So it becomes an issue. And now this scenario keeps repeating in different forms, because if you look, a lot of men are not willing to share their finances with their women, because I know go suffer work my money, they just carry ahead. You don't have anything to do. You expect me to be sharing when you think I should just carry the thing and give you like that. You see, I don't even see a genuineness in the commitment. I don't even see how much you care about. I just know you know because you are coming because you know somebody has a capacity to take care of you and you should be taken care of, and you sit and be taken care of. So these are some of the mind the things that downplay in the mind of a lot of people. Now, one thing which I want to hit hard on is there's a scripture that says, "He that findeth a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God." This scripture is funny, and at the same time it causes a lot of discussions, because some women say, I cannot commit me like you like Dr. Ena was saying that the woman does not have that security, which is actually very true. There's no security. The man might get up tomorrow. And in some cases, even if you are married, the man might still get up tomorrow. There are many cases of married people that the man gets up the next day and goes, or the woman, no, it's not only the man that leaves marriages. And no case of women that left and traveled abroad. Like there's a man I know who used to be in the neighborhood in Yaoundé here. His wife left him, carried their children, and flew abroad. He only discovered when they were already abroad. These cases happen a lot of the time. So even the marriage itself in this our era, due to the morality shift and the rampant nature of the nonsense that we have normalized and tolerated, is not an era anything that is an era anything can happen. You see, so we have this thing that he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from God. Sisters say, no, me, I cannot commit that way because it's not yet my husband. May go pay money for my head. And the men too are saying, okay, I am looking back for a wife, a wife. He that finds a wife, not he that finds a girlfriend. You get. So when two people connect, is it that they are giving the they're testing. How am I calling? Are they giving just a portion of what they have, or they just connect like that because they have a future? Like, what's the right approach to connecting with someone? Do you give in fully or you give in partially? How then can we govern this thing called courtship from a connection level? Are there limitations to what you can do, or do you unravel your full capacities? Please, Coach BT, can you help us there? Then we'll get to hear from Dr. Linda as well.
Yeah, Mr. Wickham, I said from the beginning that uh, marriage is a divine covenant, and it must be divinely directed. That is, you have to seek
Yes,
God's face before you get married.
yes,
So most
yes,
relationships that we have today that ended up in marriage did not follow this course.
yes,
They never followed this
yes,
course, because
yes,
if they did, even at times you may have the right partner, but the timing may be
yes,
wrong. And
yes,
so your relationship will still end up having some hurdles. So
yes,
if we really get to follow this thing biblically, marriage is not
yes,
something that we need to rush over it.
yes,
A relationship is not something that we need to rush over it.
yes,
During a period of courtship, we need to give a lot of time, spiritual, uh, bring in the spiritual aspect of it.
yes,
And if it is a relationship that is destined to hold, those
yes,
people would be together, and you will not find this kind of issues where people are living together but they are doubting each other. No,
yes,
because that marriage is governed by the Spirit of the Lord. They say in a marriage
yes.
there are three beings. You have the
Mm-hmm.
man, the woman, and God Himself. So if you
Yes,
are in that kind of a relationship that is complete with these
yes,
three factors in place,
yes,
there will be trust,
yes,
there will be security.
yes,
And so you will just find that whatever thing you are doing will be flowing from within you. Nobody will ask you that, oh, maybe you got up in the morning and your husband was expecting money to pay rent maybe on the 10th, and then the money is not forthcoming, and maybe the landlord has come about twice, and then you have the money and you will keep it. No,
mm-hmm.
you will just have that willingness to say, okay, take this money, I have this money, use it and pay the rent, or maybe the
Yes,
children's school fees. Because
yes,
this is a family that you are building. You are not, one thing people even fail to even understand, as our other speaker mentioned. He said, one of the
yes,
purpose of marriage is for procreation. At times,
yes,
couples just focus their minds only for on themselves. They forget to
yes,
take into consideration the product of that relationship.
yes,
So if they have to consider the product or the fruit of this
yes,
relationship, your mindset, you will not have
yes,
that kind of negative mindset that you will not
mm-hmm.
contribute in that relationship. So if you get up in the
Mm-hmm.
morning and your husband is unable to provide money for food, so your children will go hunger the whole day because he could not afford for money for food. No, you will step in happily, and you will do it with love. So when people
Mm-hmm.
are in a relationship where they have failed to see that their coming together has brought another group of people that solely depend on them, and that it is their responsibility to sail these people through till they get to their own point where they can make
Yes,
their own decisions, they keep focusing on trivial things, and then they get it all wrong. They get it all wrong.
yes.
Yes. So if they
Wow.
know that they are there, they have this purpose that, okay, we have offsprings that brought together, we need to take care of them. So you are
Yes.
working as a team. You bring in what you have, I bring in what I have. I don't have, you continue. When I have, you come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
For the
If
interest
I
of the
get it from,
family. Yes.
yes. Wow. I hope you're. Are you done? Because you can learn. I thought you when you post you had finished.
We
Yeah.
can continue. I'll be coming in again.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach BT. Yeah. Thank you so much, Coach BT. Because from your angle, I understand you're encouraging everybody to do whatever they want to do as a team, and it should be done out of free will, not because there's an obligation or a rule that you must do this
Yes.
or do that.
Yes.
Because when you implicate
Yes.
yourself in a team, you become an active player in that team, regardless. If I get the point correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, BT. Now, Dr. Linda, do you have a reaction to this?
No, I have a reaction, but it's in line with what Coach BT just said.
Yes.
I think when it comes to a marital relationship, the perspective of the point of view is completely a self-sacrificing relationship. That is
Yes.
why I feel that if a man and a woman were very clear during their courtship stage and they had a clear vision of where they are going to, a clear vision of what the future of the couple holds, and
Yes.
the obligations and duties of each and every one.
Yes.
I think it would be best, or it would be of a better interest for the woman to lay in her funds so that the home can go ahead. And I believe that a woman that really feels loved, admired
Yes.
by her husband will do everything per se. I'm saying it maybe with reserve because I'm thinking of myself as a woman, and I'm thinking of myself as a mother and having a home. I
Yes.
feel if a woman is truly loved, if she feels the love, because you can love somebody without the person knowing you love the person. But if the person knows that the person is being loved and that you have the same vision, you have the same objective, you have the same values, you have the same goals, it's going to be easier for the person to want
Yes.
to chip in because you are achieving a common goal, a common objective, in order to attain a particular future you have for each and every one. So when it comes to a
Yeah.
marital, or let's say when it comes to a marital relationship, it is normal for the husband and the woman to help one another financially, spiritually, in every aspect, so that the home can become a better one. So there is no need for a woman to withhold her finances. I know so many will come and tell me the man is stingy, the man is that, but when you decided to build a home with the person, you needed to know from the beginning that you had some duties to play. And one of those duties, even the mayor tells you that in case the man is incapacitated financially, the woman takes charge.
Wow. Wow. Okay, now this is at the state of marriage, which is very good. So if you understand well, brothers, when you're looking for sisters, you should look for a woman that can actually enter your shoe when things are not going well. So those conto
Oh,
and crafty and stingy ones, you just bye bye. They are the ones that will run away when things get bad.
sure.
Is it okay to say it that way? Now, okay, let me just rush through. We have looked at different aspects like maturity. We have looked at how prepared the person is, and we have looked at purpose. These are the factors that we can consider when before getting into courtship or marriage. And we talk of spiritual readiness, we talk of finance, we talk of culture, we talk of rights and responsibility, we talk of companionship, and we talk of companionship as well. Now I want us to come a little bit again to some of the things we can consider and dwell on the aspect of purpose. Now in life, we understand that a woman is supposed to submit to follow a man, and a man usually has vision. And in today's society, women don't just follow, women sometimes equally have visions too. Now, I mean, in many years ago, a lot of our mothers were not really, they were not really doing some things apart from being a housewife. So most of our mothers were housewives, and they might just assist with some farming. Farming was the principal activity, by the way. So they were equally working, but their major activity was being a housewife. But today we have women that have gone to school. They are medical doctors. They are this and they are that. When it comes to this aspect of purpose, right? How can we coin purpose? Does a woman drop hers to succumb to a man's own, or the both of them manage the purpose and keep going? Because somebody might be a man might be married to a woman, or you might be somebody that's a traveler, and your woman's own job is something almost contrary to what you do. For example, or the person you're looking at is something that is almost contrary to yours. Coming to the aspect of purpose, how can we merge the purpose of a man and a woman, and how considerate can we be when it comes to purpose as far as a man as a woman is concerned in the direction of courtship and marriage? Coach BT, can you help us on that? How do we match the purposes, and how do we maneuver to know this person's purpose is in line with what I have?
Mr. Wickham, I must say here that when it comes to purpose,
Yes.
individual purpose, the woman's purpose may be different from that of the man. And
Yes.
during courtship, that's the period where they get to know each other. And if they have the opportunity to meet a counselor, they will have to discuss
Yes.
this, and they will come to a point where they will understand and agree that either you will drop your purpose, and while I proceed with mine, to a certain extent, if we have achieved certain things, and then maybe you can pick up your own purpose. I don't know if Mr. Wincom is there. Any other person is getting me? Hello?
Hello, I'm getting you, Coach BT.
Okay, I think Mr. Wincom network is disturbing.
All right, Coach BT, please
Yes.
ride on. Please ride on.
Okay. I said if the couple had the opportunity to visit a counselor, the counselor will bring them to that point where they will be able to compromise, they will be able to agree on their purpose. Either if their
Yeah.
purpose are contradicting, then they may come to a point where they will agree that either the woman will maybe uh, let go her purpose for a period of time. Because when people are getting into marriage, normally they are going in, they are expecting children, they need to bring up children. And if your husband is the his own career is that which he has to be traveling in and out, then we need somebody who has to be at home to take care of other preoccupations.
Wow.
So during premarital counseling, you'll be brought to that point where you will agree that, okay, I will put my purpose on a hold, and then we get on up to a certain point, then I can start whatever thing I want to do. Maybe after I've had the children and they are all grown up and they are into secondary schools, maybe boarding schools, I can start doing whatever thing I desire to. They can come to that point of compromise. So during this counseling session, if they do not come to that point of compromise, then there is going to be an issue, because once they get along with that kind of relationship, there are going to be conflicts, because maybe the woman will not want to let go her purpose. And of course, since the man is the head of the family and he's supposed to take responsibility of the family, we cannot ask the man to stop his own purpose. So it is always, they look at it that, okay, it is a woman who has to. So they have to agree that, okay, I will wait for a while we achieve this, and then during this period I can take off. That can work. But we have cases where they don't agree on, they get into the marriage, they start off, and then the woman wants to continue with her purpose, the man is going his own direction, and they start having problems. And then the man will set in now and say, okay, you will not have to, let me take the common example, you will not go to school again. Your own school has ended, so you stay home, take care of the children and whatever, take care of the house. That was not that woman's intention. So that might start bringing up problems. So, but if they
Yes.
had agreed from the onset, this will not be an issue. They can
Yeah.
understand that, okay, since you have been schooling, now we are married, you hold on, you have babies, and when the children are a certain age, then you can go back to school. And then they can work on that.
All right, because this is quite conflicting. Good enough, we have Coach B in the panel with us, and you're very much welcome, Coach B. Hi, Coach B. How are you doing today? Oh, okay. Well, Coach B is coming in, and like I was saying, this is usually quite conflicting sometimes because a lot of the time, like I used an example one time. One pastor, when he was talking with a couple of some young couples that were preparing for marriage, they had this conflict when the woman thought that she actually knew a lot and had a better plan than what the husband could propose. Now they had this challenge where they had a conflict of visions. While the man is trying to do his own, the woman is trying to do her own. You get the point. For example, the man was trying to build up a business where the woman could fit in, but the woman was preferred to build her own that kind of business. For example, and the both of them were at conflicting views. So instead of them working as a team, they were more or less like competitors.
Competitors.
Yes, and it became a serious conflict because these people have been living and have been managing their relationship to an extent that it was quite advancing when it got to the point where the woman was not aligning with what the man had. So the example that this pastor was saying is, what if you stay with this man and if you have to get married today and they tie your hand and they say you are saying you are going to Douala and then this man says he's going to Marwa. You notice it's going to hurt, right? At one point, one person has to follow. But the question which I have is who is to follow who? And what is the parameters used to use who is to follow who? Because surely when I looked at that guy, I felt bad because if you don't believe in me, better go you. If you just allow it, frankly. But I don't know if it might even be the right approach to handle such a situation. So that's why I came on like, who is to follow who? Because these are people, purpose-driven people on clash based on what they do. But the difference is at the level of being committed to one another. For example. So what could be the best approach to handle such a situation? Oh, if Coach BT, you there?
Yes, I am there. I am still saying that
Yes,
they are not compatible in their vision. So if
yes,
you are not compatible in your vision, there will be no way that relationship will last. Yes, because
yes,
there will always be conflict. So if you are still at the level of courtship, it is advisable,
yes.
if you cannot come to a compromise, then part company.
Wow. You bye bye.
Yes, part
All right,
company.
thank you so. Yes, Dr. Linda, you had something to add here. Oh,
No, I'm 100% in accordance with what Coach BC says. That if you're not, you cannot align to it, then you have to see how to separate your ways. But as I usually say, we even the law insists that the lady follows the man to the place, to the choice of residence, and normally the man is the head, so we are supposed to follow our head. That is the reason why we should choose wisely the head we want to follow. We shouldn't choose a stupid head and want to put sense in the head that has already been stupid. Excuse me, it's just an example. And also, we
Go
should
ahead.
also know that when we get married, no matter how intelligent we are, no matter how I don't know what level of IQ we may have, because we have
Hmm.
chosen a man to be ahead, there are some things we need to compromise. So for me, one of the things that they really need to compromise is either is to follow the man at the first option. But what if the man is not having a job? What if the man is not having anything in perspective, and that is a woman that is furning for the family? In that case, the man also can, at least for a meantime, admit to maybe withhold himself from some time, so that the woman can fend for the family in order to increase the sole purpose for which they might follow the woman or they might follow someone is for the betterment of the family, financially, spiritually, and socially. But in the normal course, the woman is supposed to follow the man. So if the man is going to marry her, they should choose. It's either they are going to marry her or they are going to have two homes. And if they are having two homes, they should be ready to bear the consequences, because infidelity might come in, and they can become a family that is having more expenses because they have two separate homes in two separate regions or countries. So those are the things they need to take into consideration. But if the lady is not ready to succumb even for what it seems right, that every normal human being might want to follow the advice, my dear, you are not compatible. Just part your ways and look for another person.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it is.
Mr.
Okay.
Wickham, I just want to support the point that Dr. Linda is putting here. If it has to do with residence, the law
Yes.
states the woman follows the man. But here we are referring to purpose in the that is your career. What you intend to do might be to, like, bring in uh, or raise money for your, first for your own personal self, and then the family, and maybe to your own family, because you come from a family, and they are expecting some returns from you after they must have invested on you. So this issue of who has to submit to who when it comes to career purposes, I don't think that there should be any kind of compromise there, because
Yes.
in some cases what I have seen is that most of the men will not want the women to follow their purpose, because one, they are afraid, they are insecure, they may see the vision of the woman being bigger than their own vision. So the only thing to do, they are afraid that maybe if this woman gets to this point, their relationship might become a problem. So when they sit down and try to visualize this, what they will do is, at that early stage, they will want to stop you not to do what you want to do, like in the line of your career. If it comes to following you and keeping all other instructions, the women should follow, they should be submissive, they should do what their husband wants them to do. But if it comes to anything that has to do with your purpose in life as a woman, because as a woman you have a purpose here on earth, I don't think you should let your purpose down because you want to follow a man. No. If you people cannot
Hmm.
compromise, part your way.
This is getting interesting. All right, thank you so much, Coach BT and Dr. Linda. And there's something I'll come and explain a story, and let's see what we can grab from this story and what we can elaborate on this. I want us to welcome Coach B. Is Coach B there?
I'm here. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Good evening,
Good
Coach
evening,
Nice
B.
to
Coach B.
meet you, Coach Betty and Dr. Linda. Nice to meet you all. Happy Sunday to everyone.
My
Nice to meet you,
pleasure.
Coach B.
My pleasure to meet you,
Happy
Coach B.
Sunday, Coach B. So glad to have you here today, and glad you were able to make it up with us here today. And how are you doing today, Coach B?
I'm doing wonderful. I have a light headache, but again, I really wanted to be part of this conversation. So I had to make my
Wow,
way in. Thank you.
wow, wow, wow. On dit en français, bon guérison, and in pidgin we say Ashia. But we are
Merci
glad to have
beaucoup.
you.
Merci
All right.
beaucoup.
Now, Coach B, this is what we're looking at. We're talking about factors which we consider before courtship and marriage, and we have cut across a lot of so many things, and we have shared some ideas. And you came when we're talking about when purpose clash, what could be the best option, who follows who, and the whole this aspect of submission and following who is actually a very very vital thing in a particular matter that in a manner that a lot of us have arguments. You hear men saying, I am the man, I am the man, I am the man, and all of this. And when it gets to that, it's even the men say they have their own vision and they have their own mission. Now, there's a story I wanted to elaborate here, and let's look at it. I had this pastor friend of mine, and he was in courtship with this is a pastor, and the courtship definitely is quarter to marriage, not the courtship that they engage somebody and put a ring to be frightening other men. They were actually the serious courtship, and this guy was actually pastoring his church. Now, by the time he was with this sister, the sister was there, a fire sister that can pray, preach, and she was on fire. But it came to a certain point where it looks like the sister was she she wanted to teach the man how to run the church, like like almost imposing and pompous like that. Before long, the sister says the man she started a prayer cell, and she would no longer come to church again like that. When they have programs, she would not share the flyers even on her status. She went and took with a different man of God that has a bigger church and started posting. In fact, she changed her zip and put the other pastor there. They were in courtship. Now, this was a big slap to the to this my friend, and the guy was like, "Why is this girl doing this kind of thing?" You get, and this is a girl that they are preparing for marriage, and they are supposed to work as a team, but she thinks the man's direction is not what she wants. What can these two people, both the man and the girl, do in a situation like this one? Coach B, could you throw some little light on here that we get to Coach BT, please?
All right. So it's obvious that if she is supporting someone else, it means she's aligned with that person's purpose.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's very obvious. So I mean, and again, when a couple is sharing an experience, I always like to hear from both parties, because when you hear from one person, the story is not complete. So when you don't have a 360-degree view of the situation, you cannot really tell what is going on. There's a huge probability that this individual that is in a relationship or in a courtship with this girl is not giving this lady enough opportunity to be able to support her the way she wants to support him, to be
yeah,
able to support him the way she wants to support him. I'm sorry. So
yeah,
there's one thing that men need to understand. When the Bible, for those who are Christians, when the Bible says that the man was asleep and God made woman, it means
yeah,
there's something about the woman that only God knows.
God knows.
And then when God made the woman, God took something, part of a man, and added into that woman that he created. So in
mm-hmm.
a woman, there is part of a man in a woman. But a man is a man, but part of a man lives in a woman. And that's one thing that I want to remind people. When you, as a
Yeah,
man, when you're dealing with a woman, I don't care whether you think that you're King Kong. You know this woman so much You have done
Yeah.
the psychology of women. You have studied all the books about a feminine. I will tell you that there is always something that that woman will surprise you with.
Yeah.
This is just a reminder to men. Women will always surprise you. But unfortunately, the ego of a man is too fat. They cannot recognize that there's some part of them that this woman has so much control over. And
Yeah.
that's why we see great men fall because of the woman that was in their lives. The story of
Yeah.
Samson is an example. That was a powerful man that got his life taken away with the blink of an eye because of a woman. So men need to understand in the 1800s, most of the men were at war fronts. Who was
Yeah.
running the family? The woman. Who was
Yeah.
raising the kids? The woman. Who
Yeah.
stayed resilient, patient, and was waiting for them to come back? The woman.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
means that even if the man is not around, the woman can
Yeah.
always still run the affairs of the man. So it's
Yeah.
very important that as a man, if you realize that you are a visionary man, because it's not every man who is a leader, not every man, biological man, has the ability to be a leader. Yes, the Bible tells men, husbands, to be the heads of their family, not men, husbands, to be the heads of their family, like Jesus is the head of the church. The church is made of you and I. The church is made up of men and women. The church is made of women, children, and otherwise other denominations. And for
Yeah.
a husband to be able to lead a home, they need to embody Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is not leading the church alone. He's leading the church under the canopy of his Father, who is God. And if a man is not under the canopy of God, he is already limited as a husband to be able to be the head of the church or the head of the home. He is
Yeah.
already limited. So we have so many of these men who do not even understand what being a husband is, do not also understand what it means to be the head of a home, and they want to stay in that position of leadership instead of doing a give and take, having an alignment, making compromises so that the partner that they have can strengthen them where they are weak and they can strengthen their partners where their partners are weak. Marriage is not supposed to be a subordinate and somebody is a subordinate and the other person is leading. It's supposed to be a partnership. It's supposed to be, I support you when you're down, you support me when I'm down. We align on our purpose as a unit so that nobody is going left when the other person is going right. And I
Yeah.
love the analogy that Coach Betty used. I just joined briefly when she used that analogy. You cannot be going to Garwa and the other person is going to the southwest. There's going to be a stretch. And so
Yeah.
when do you even make that decision that Garwa is the best option at this moment? There is a
Yeah.
possibility that Garwa is the best option, but when is Garwa the best option? How do you articulate that Garwa is the best option? Babe, let's take this trip to Garwa for now, because this is where we're going to generate enough capital to be able to stretch our tentacles to the southwest region. When we start with Garwa, it's going to be easier for us to spread to the other parts. And that's how you see everyone's purpose now connects. There's that connectivity. Before you know it, all the strings come together and they make a whole package. People cannot
Yeah.
be in a relationship with different goals. They can have different objectives, but they need to have one goal. There can be
Yeah.
10 million objectives, but the goal has to be one. What is
Yeah.
our goal as a couple?
Yeah.
What are the small objectives that we need to achieve to be able to attain our goal? So
Yeah.
if we don't have these conversations prior to even getting into that, institution of marriage, then we failed in the first place. And that's why you see two people come together and they are misaligned. There is bound to be a clash. There's
Yeah.
bound to be a clash because I know too much, you know better. I know too much, you know better. And some of the men who do not want to accept the fact that true leadership is supposed to be that person who knows when to serve, when to allow other people to serve. A true leader is someone who allows the people that he serves to serve him the best way possible or to be the best versions of themselves. So if you're a husband and your wife is not the best version of themselves, then you're failing. If you're a husband and your children are not the best version of themselves, then you are failing. Because true leaders will allow people to excel. They're not going to suppress who those people are. Because if you find a man who thinks that because the wife has a purpose or is so driven or has a fat vision, they would rather sit on top of that purpose so that they do not excel, that's an insecure individual that needs to go treat themselves. Because each and every one of us was born individually with a purpose. Some of us have the opportunity because not everybody will get married someday. Even the Bible says so. There are eunuchs. So every one of us has a unique purpose for why we were born into this planet, into this universe. And before meeting a partner, you have a purpose and you need to live that purpose. If not, that's why you see people unaliving others. I gave up my doctorate for you. I gave up my purpose for you. I gave up my education for you. Why did you give up your education for another human being? That person needs to meet you halfway, and the two of you align on your purpose and you walk the rest of the miles together. That's how it's supposed to be. So I will say that for the example that you shared earlier, this lady was just not aligned with the guy she was dating, or probably the guy was not allowing her to support the way she would like to support him. And so she would rather do it elsewhere where she's being allowed to give the kind of support that she desires to give.
All right, this is really Coach B. This is it. Now there is the let me coin something, right, because there's a point that I'm trying to really understand. You see, it is true that men lead and women can equally step it at some point. And in a situation where the purpose clashes, for example, I might meet a lady that let me not say me, a man might meet a lady that she likes to be active on social media and doing personality. He actually wants a lady that is a little bit more reserved. Now some other things are aligning, and he says, madam, this is your dream of becoming a singer, you will stop it. A typical example is in Cameroon. You see, in Cameroon, when most female artists get married, you will notice there's a tendency that they just leave the music thing. It's a common tendency, and I'm just using this music for an example because there are many other things that when women get married, they tend to drop it. Now, what you said, Coach B, is it in any way implying that on no occasion should a woman drop some aspects of her purpose to align with, or is it saying that she should have a purpose and they should have that purpose, and if the man does not want to understand her purpose, you people should just better go their separate ways? Or a woman can actually drop her purpose at some point to follow her man's vision? Because the truth is, before coming, for example, most men, I'm not talking about lazy men here. I'm talking about men that are hardworking. They work for life. They like this. They work to make a life and to get a living. Hardworking men. When you come across them, they already have something they are doing. And most men that have something they are doing, they have a picture of a kind of woman that they want. And in a point where you meet a woman that meets most of these criteria, and then there is this one thing that is her purpose that she's pursuing, which is a big hindrance. How then do you maneuver this, or is it just a clear red flag that you must go your separate ways? How do you maneuver this?
If it's a deal breaker, let it go. If it's a
Coach B, you
deal
there?
breaker, can you hear me? Can you hear me
It looks
now?
like either my connection is not good.
Yes, I'm getting
Coach
you,
B, are you
Coach
there?
B.
Yeah, if it's, I would say that if it's a deal breaker for you, don't go ahead because it's going to break somehow at some point. Let me say, for example, you meet me, Mr. Wickham, you meet me, you know, I'm very passionate about inspiring people, right?
Yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
love to coach, I love to put myself out there as a
yeah,
professional that can support people through navigating maybe tough seasons in their lives. And then you
yeah,
get married to me and you say I should abandon that. If you don't give me a very powerful reason to abandon that, there's no way I'm going to abandon it because one, it's a life purpose. It's something that gives me some level or some degree of satisfaction, and that's where you met me. You met me doing that. That's the most important part. You met me in the midst of that. So if you met me doing that, the most important thing that a leader, a man, a husband, a
yeah,
partner will do is to fine tune that craft.
Mhm.
It is for you to fix, model, mold, and fine tune that craft. If I am
yeah,
doing it in a way that projects me as a feminist woman or as a woman who advocates for stubborn women and all of that, you can come in and fine tune the craft. That
yeah,
is what makes me a better woman for you, not necessarily telling me to leave it completely. It's the
yeah,
same thing if you get married to an artist. When they were an artist as a single woman, they would wear some kind of crop tops and indecent dressing and all of that. When you get married to them, instead of taking that craft away from them, fine tune the craft, fix it, model it, and
wow,
make it nicer for a newer audience. Because now her audience is no longer just single women, her audience is now married women who are artists. So you can model this lady to dress well and show up in a different way. So you cannot just make that pivot completely overnight and just transform another human being like that when it's not for their own upliftment. I mean, if people are doing things that are indecent, unhealthy, and all of that, I mean, helping them to come out of it is a good thing. But just taking someone's God given talent away from them because of an institution that they just got into, meanwhile, you met them already practicing that craft, I would think it's not a good thing. But for the women and the men who decide to let go, God bless them. Don't one day start blaming this man that you gave up your dreams for him because you are the one that let the dreams go. Nowadays, I'm realizing that men really like women who stick to their standards. I mean, women have been in survival mode for too long, and they have always thought they have this rescue mentality. They always think that they have to rescue men from something. Men are very good, they are very fine, they know how to rescue themselves. So if women are trying to rescue men, I don't know what we are trying to rescue men from. But keep your standards because trust me, these men love women who have standards. If you have your panties on and you don't want to let it go, hold tight to the panties. They like it like that. Don't believe it when they tell you, oh, they like a woman that is easy to get and all of that. No, men do not. They do not. They take advantage of women that are easy to get, but they run after the ones that are difficult to get and the ones that keep to their standards. So please, women shouldn't be lowering their standards because of the fact that they think that when they lower standards, now they become accessible. When you're too accessible, as we already know, of our association breeds, how do they say it? Too much association will breed contempt, something like that, but I've forgotten that saying. But please do
yeah,
not,
Familiarity brings
familiarity, yeah,
contempt.
familiarity breeds contempt. So do not lower those standards because these men love women with standards.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah,
Dr.
Mr.
Linda,
Wicom,
do you have a reaction? Yeah, please
Mr.
ride on.
Wicom, let me
Yeah,
add
I have.
something here before you
Oh,
go to the next
Okay,
question.
okay, yes,
Yes,
please.
yes. What I want to add here is these men who want to shut the women and keep them because they want them to follow them to or follow their own purpose. And at
Yeah.
some point, the women may become frustrated because either you are obliged to do something that you are not passionate for, and somewhere along the line you may just sit there and they will tell you, okay, there's no need for you to work, I'll provide you with everything. And then at times, even when you are struggling to say you want to get to do something to like a career for yourself, a source of income, they'll say, what is it that you are lacking? There's enough money. Okay, my question here to this women who are sitting there and they're telling you, no, they'll provide you everything. You are in that duplex where just to maintain it, just to pay the water bills and electricity bills and everything, other expenses might be like 200,000 francs a month or more in some cases. What we are not saying that something bad will happen, but just ask yourself one day, if this man steps out and does not come back, will you be able to feed those bills? Will you be able to maintain that duplex that you are inside? Will you be
Mm-hmm.
able to take care of your children? Will you be able to even take care of yourself?
Yes.
Or if, let me say, for the next 1 month before you begin to think that, what are you going to do next? Or even if you have to start selling granules, for the first 1 month, will you be able to take care of yourself? So, to especially to the young girls who are still out there, who are not yet into any relationship, please, if any man wants to shut down your purpose, please part that company. That's just what I want to add.
Wow. Somebody says sense is dwelling here. That's Rose. Dr. Linda, you had something to say? I saw one point you're
yeah.
unmuted. Please. You have something to add up?
Yeah, I have something to add. I
Yes.
want
The
to thank
sound
the
and
other
network, they are
speakers.
doing collaboration to disturb this thing.
Are
Dr.
you
Linda, are you
getting
there?
me? Are you getting me?
Dr. Linda, I cannot hear your sound. Oh. It looks like your sound is it's oh,
Are you
all right.
getting me now?
Okay, it's fine now. It's fine now.
Okay, I want to say the speakers have elaborated very much. But let me say what I have to say. I want to say that I want to say that at a certain extent, I believe marriage at a certain point will have to be do some compromise, and I believe that at a certain extent, or for a short period of time, a woman or a man can succumb so that the other person becomes more prominent or for the best interest of the family. But I want to also insist that um um let's say holding down your purpose for a while is not killing your purpose or not wanting to make the person not accomplish the dreams, but for a moment it might necessarily need someone to maybe back down so that the interest of the family is better pushed ahead. And I also want to say that I have noticed that so many men have a problem, inferiority complex.
Yes. Oh, the network. Dear network,
You
respect
like a
yourself.
type of woman. That is what pleased you. You saw this lady, very eloquent, doing her thing, hitting her shots, shooting her shots, and having herself in every aspect of her purpose. And that's
Oh, the network.
Are you getting me now?
Okay, we can hear you
Hello,
now.
is somebody getting me?
Yeah, we are
We
There
can
getting
is
hear
you.
you.
they're having complex in the sense that they are afraid that another person might see you, might take you from them. So I think that's some at times that's it. Another aspect that we need to consider is that um, um, laying low for a while doesn't mean you're stopping your life or you're putting your life to an end. But we need to know also that making somebody to lay low for a while means that in the future or the nearest future, we have to do everything possible for the person to be able to accomplish his or her dream, because that is part of the person's purpose and part of the reason why the person is living, or one of the things that brings happiness to the person. But if you intend to create a witch or a witch or a wizard in your life, keep on thwarting the purpose of the person, and you will discover that the devil doesn't need to attack you. You already have a witch or a wizard in your home.
The enemy is never far. Wow, this is interesting. But there was one thing that I really want us. We have Gwenge Bab. Oh, Maybell, glad to have you. It's loud and clear. There's one thing that we really need to take into consideration. You see, because if we are working as a team with someone and not a rival, it might be easy for you people to flow without anybody saying anything. One of the reasons which I understand that some men might want to step in is when they don't trust their woman. It is very, 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 very rampant in today's society, and based on the way we have coined things, that when a woman starts earning more than a man, respect shifts, and there are chaotic encounters. There are situations of men that have become boys in their houses because their women have more money than them. And a lot of men see this as a threatening factor in their own homes. So one of the ways that they do to manage it is to cage some of these women. And the next part I want to look at it, yes, I call it, you see, the next part which I want to look at it is the alignment to vision. Somehow, yes, two people are having purpose, but at one point, I like the way you put it, that at one point you can succumb to one that could be the best option at the time, and then later on handle the next one. How about there was a let me use this story. A guy got married to an artist that I used to know, and in that artist's life, she was a single woman, yes, and she had she's been used to having multiple relationships. And by the time she met this guy was a very wealthy man. Her life has been promiscuity, like not really loud like that. There's a way it happens in the entertainment milieu that is background. You're going for this meeting, and all of a sudden, before the meeting finishes, there's one allergy that have to pass. Then drop some money that is going to be used for the next project, and you are the commodity that is sold there. For example, you know what I mean. So, and when this guy got in, he wasn't aware. Somebody that has been typically is the guy have been to the West, and he's been hustling. He's had some comfort, some financial stability, and to a certain extent, he got in. He wasn't aware. The lady was living and trying to connect with him. In this process of them being together, they had a distant relationship, and finally they met, and then they got married. In the course of the areas of the marriage, the guy not understood that this lady, the person she will call the manager as pass on top, the person she will call this one, like almost many men in the circle have done it. And his decision was, Madam, I need a wife, not a multiple business person whose actual commodity, which actual good or service that is selling is herself. For us to just resolve this thing, because they had a conflict, and for them to resolve it, you would stop this thing called music. You will stop it. Because any day I see you doing a music thing, it's going to be a trigger to me. So if we must work, we'll stop it. Or better still, you go you. She went and things weren't working the way she used to work, and then she came back that she's willing to stop the music. In this kind of complex situation, There are certain situations and certain dreams that can be self-destructive to even the woman herself and even to the family. There are certain activities that you can undergo that will put you under pressure. Some women, I'm talking about the notion of women that are in this current day society. Many women don't really go out to cheat, truly. They go out and they meet predators that overpower their defense system. They go out and meet men that are the predators. One thing lead to another, to another, to another, to another, and you fall. And the high tendency is you cover it to protect your dignity and to protect everything, and you cover it. And when you cover one, two, three, it becomes a habit. And in this case, if the man comes and says you should stop it, despite the fact that it's something that you truly love, is the man acting wrong, or he has a right to tell you to stop it or get a substitute? How could be the best way to handle this kind of situation? Coach B, do you have something to give us on this? Then we hear Coach B and Dr. Linda as well.
Mr. Wincom, I must say here that men should know what they want. It's not every woman that you go in for.
Yes.
Yes. Because when we are talking about marriage, most of the time we
Yes.
hear there is this phrase, wife material, meaning that
Yeah.
there are some women out there who, even if you give them heaven and earth, they can never be a wife material.
Yeah.
So a wife material must be that kind of a woman that first of all has her integrity.
Yes.
She knows that she needs to maintain her dignity. That
Yes.
whatever job that she is offering out there, she must not lay flat for it to realize it. You have
Yeah.
such women out there. So if you are a man, you should be able to distinguish between these two. Because we talk
Yes.
of women and women. Yeah, out there, even you, Mr. Wickham, at times I hear you say there are some women that will always will go just sell themselves even for a head of mackerel. So
Yes.
that when if you already notice that kind of a woman, what will you be doing with that kind of a woman? Because even if you bring her in your house, she has no sense of integrity, dignity, morally bankrupt.
Yeah.
So even if you bring her home and you give her whatever, and then some of them they 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 inherit some of these traits. So
Yeah.
they have some of these traits that are inheritance in them that they cannot do otherwise. They can't help themselves. So we know this kind of women. That is why they say that before in dating, even dating means at times you are just still looking and trying to figure out what can happen. Can you even approach this kind of a person and talk to?
Yeah.
Then you should be able to monitor the movement of that person, and before you even start dating a person, before getting into courtship, you must have asked one or two questions. Because some men, it's just like if you just see anything in skirt, okay, you just carry. You have to find out some information about the person. So
Yes.
if it is that kind of a woman that is not a wife material, and then
Yeah.
you are taking the person now, you want the person now to become a wife material, it will be very difficult. And if there are some of these women that they have inherited some of these traits from their ancestors, there will be no way for you to try to calm them or to do away with that kind of attitude. So you should always know as a man what you are going out for.
Wow. Wow. So objectively speaking, you see women with traits that it does not align with the moral values that you possess. Operation cut off and bye bye.
Yes, yes. There's no need trying to force that person, hoping that you will come and change. We have been saying here on this platform that bad characters never grow small; they instead grow big. So
Yeah.
a
Because
girl that
yeah. Mm-hmm. Please,
a, a,
please, please.
wo- a woman that has the attitude of dating one, two, three, four men. First of all, it looks it doesn't look normal. So what will you
It's
be doing first of all
nasty.
with that kind of a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dr. Linda, I wanted to add something.
I just wanted to say, the issue is that men, I don't know, they know what they are looking for, and there are times they see the flaws, but they just want to believe that they can be an agent of change. There are certain things and certain people you might like the outer look, you might like the impression, but there are some things, will you be able to bear, or will you be able to support that type of career and that type of way of life? And if it doesn't sit well with you, please, if you have to become a personal FBI behind someone, the person is not yet matured and is not ready for intimacy, for marriage and all that rest. So just cut it off and walk your path and find somebody else. The person might not be as beautiful or as more intelligent or more famous like the other one, but at least you have your peace of mind and you can trust the person.
Yeah, safety guaranteed. Wow, that's a wonderful one. And the reason I was saying this is because we're talking about men limiting what women do. So if you meet a woman that doesn't align with your purpose, the last one which I wanted to really look at before we finally say our final was, wow, we've been live for some time, was a situation where you meet a lady that doesn't frankly believe in you. This friend of mine had his, he was struggling to build his structure, and he had this lady that used to, well, the lady, they had this early, do I call it infatuation kind of bond, and he was struggling to build his structure. The lady was working with him and was assisting him, and when he got to a certain level, when they had some issues, the lady would go and go to other people and patronize their own businesses and let the guys own. And when she went one time and saw some other bigger businesses, she just came because she had to be with the man to be as though, okay, I'm supporting you, I'm with you, I'm with you. But practically, when it gets for her turn to realize her own projects that are relative to what the man renders, she goes to other people. Now, in a situation where you identify a woman as not being aligned to your vision, even though she acts it, that should be a strong ground for separation. Or do you think you can actually make her to see or fall in line with her, with your vision? Do you convince a woman to follow your vision, or you respect her decision of total misalignment? How do we coin this thing? Could we have something to tell us? They will hear Coach BT and equally Dr. Linda.
Mr. Wickham, we don't convince people
Yeah.
to get aligned with our vision. We share
Yes.
the vision. We share the
Mhm.
vision transparently,
Mhm.
and then make sure that we identify a role that this other person needs to play in that vision.
Yeah.
If that person is not a role, it does not have a role in that vision, they will feel lost in the vision. It's like you casting a movie and then you
Yeah.
bring an actress, you bring me on the cast, but you don't give me a role. I would just be hanging around, probably become a distraction, probably disturb you even, keep asking you questions here and there because I don't have any clue about what is going on. So it's very important to lay the vision, make it plain so that the
Yeah.
other player should be able to know their role in that vision. This is
Yeah.
somebody that you're going to be like you are on that ship together. The two
Yeah.
of you are on that ship together. You cannot be
Yeah.
hiding something in a safe on that ship, knowing that at any moment the ship can sink. And if you cannot save whatever is in there, no other person can save it. You have to make sure that you make the vision plain and identify the role of the other person in that vision. That is where the buy-in comes. It's not you convincing the other person. It takes a lot of effort to convince someone about something that you are passionate about because you're the one who is passionate about it. That person is not passionate about it. So for you to make that person to see what you're doing, you need to make them see what the role they can play in what you're doing. So that's
Yeah.
what men need to do. That's what men need to do. And it's I want to believe that most men are visionaries.
Yes.
Some of them just need someone to believe in them. And that's
Yeah.
why you need to make that vision plain to your woman. Because when your woman believes in that vision, that's your first cheerleader. Some
Yeah.
visions are very vague. Some visions are they can even scare you, the man who has them. But you need
Yeah.
someone who will tell you, oh gosh, babe, this vision is really good. I think that this is what we can do. I think this is the first step we can take. I think that this is how I can support you with this. I think that if we go on this journey together, this is what keeps marriages exciting, keeps
Mhm.
relationships exciting. It's not about the physical attraction. It's not about the intimacy. Intimacy has its own role. It's about what motivates you to wake up the other day. You can have intimacy 10 times at night. The next morning, you don't have things to do. You'll be bored.
Yeah.
You start looking at each other. You even detest seeing the other person around you until when you have those bodily needs, you jump on them, you get satisfied, you jump back, and you don't have things to do. Nothing motivates you. So I will not say that you will convince them. I will say you will lay it plain and make sure they have a role that they need to play in that vision so that the two of you can go on that journey together. And in most cases, it's easier for a woman to fall even more in love with the man's vision than even the man who owns it, provided the woman understands it.
Mhm.
And that's why you will see, you've seen a very beautiful girl, a very successful woman with one very young guy, and she's pumping money on this guy. And you're asking, you
Yeah.
say they don't give him juju, they've charmed her. No, they've not charmed her. This woman already believes in this guy's vision and she is investing in it.
Yeah.
And so, if a
Yeah.
woman does not believe in that vision, meaning you probably did not lay it well, or you did lay it, but she did not see the role that she could play in it, she will opt
Mhm.
out. She will zone out
Yeah.
from it. And that's when you see very unsuccessful marriages because the man is doing it alone and the woman is doing hers alone. But you need the two of them to be on the same page to be successful.
Yeah. And one point which I think is sometimes when visions are being born, they appear small. And for a woman that does not align or believes in you, she doesn't see it small. I've seen cases of women that abandon their men on whether it's constructing a vision to go to people that they think that she thinks are, yeah, they are better than what the man is doing. Later on, when the man finally explodes, she comes back that now she wants, and she's willing to even go 6 feet just to prove that she's actually with the man. You get a point. So sometimes it's just because I think um, not the willingness not to want to work it out with a man because you think you know the route to get a bigger something bigger, I might say. Yeah, Dr. Linda, I want to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to say at times we need to make a difference between our relationship and achievements, or let's say our projects, because
Yeah,
at times there are other things we need to take into consideration. For example, if I'm having a Photoshop and I am trying to convince my husband on or I'm trying to make the vision plain and all the rest. And if he
yeah,
has something to chip in and I don't permit, it's easier for me to go and chip in that thing somewhere else. Or if the person that you're relating or you're exposing the vision to doesn't have anything, as Coach B was saying, to contribute, is going to make the vision vague for the person. And in case maybe I'm asking you, your
mhm,
vision is having a bakery, and I love particularly when they make buttercreams and all the rest. And in your bakery, you don't make those buttercreams. Obviously, I'm going to get the buttercream from somewhere. The cake with the buttercream from somewhere. And also, I also want to say,
mhm.
you also need to look at the temperament of the person, because I, for one, no matter what you tell me, I will always give you a negative aspect first, a negative point of view first. before we are going to any positivity, we are going anywhere.
Oh, dear network, who art
Hello,
thou?
are you getting me?
uh,
Are you getting me?
I can hear you, Doc.
can
I
you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Oh, it looks like it's my
I'm
other
I
getting
think
network.
you.
it's, yeah.
All right,
I
okay,
think
please ride
it's
on.
okay.
Okay, I'll say for me personally, I have a very negative view of everything. Whatever you
Yeah,
tell me, the first thing I see is a negative part of it before I will try to see the positive part of it. For
yeah.
example, my husband's vision, if he was just looking at my attitude and my let's say my all being around his vision and all the rest, he would then be discouraged. But I think that in that case, you can't convince someone of your vision or of your purpose. You can't convince someone of your business, but just allow the person to see how committed you are and how devoted you can be in what you think is your vision and the rest. And if that thing comes from your heart and is pure, it's very easy for someone to identify a genuine project and follow it. And also, you need to open your mind to other contributions. For example, no matter that Moses was the prophet of God, when Jethro, his father in law, came and gave him an advice. He went to God, and God told him that no matter that God told him to apply that advice. So you might have a particular way of working, and someone that can be a, let's say, a riffraff Cameroonian that has not no idea, is not inclined to your field, but this person might have a contribution that can
Oh, network. Oh, network. Oh, network. All right. While waiting for Dr. Linda to reconnect and finish her point of view, I don't know, Coach B, I saw you unmuted one time. You had something to add up.
No, I think I was just checking the mic.
Coach B, I can't hear you.
Can
I
you
don't know
hear me
if you're
now?
there.
Can you hear me?
Oh, it looks like we have a similar thing. Now, because to what Dr. Linda was saying, oh, Coach BT, can you hear me? I don't know if I'm heard.
I can hear you, Mr. Wickham.
All right. To what Dr. Linda was saying, some people have the temperament of not giving the full attention when something is presented until they see the seriousness, if I understand what she was saying so well. But now, in some cases, that could be interpreted as méprise. This our French English thing affects even the English. Méprise is okay, meaning sizing up. Let me put it that way. So the man might be looking as though you are sizing him up, especially in the early days of what he's trying to coin. And the effect that this does is, if the man is not a go-getter or a strong-willed man, he might give up or lose himself in the whole of this thing. Because frankly speaking, like Coach B said it, most women are the strong women. I come back to say women must be respected, because I have seen the impact of women in the life almost every man in the life of almost every man. There are a lot of women that once they step into something, when they put their feet on something, by the reason of their very presence, the motivation, the push, the support, like they are just like everything at once in that particular vision. Most of the infrastructures we see today were built by women, and they were the men that were in front. Most of the businesses we see today were built by women. Well, I mean built by women, like they were built. The man met a woman that was a strong push factor for him to achieve it. A lot of men go to a certain point where they go down, and it is their women that take them up. So when you're in a stage where you're trying to get entangled or trying to get connected with a woman, and then at that early phase, when you're bringing up an idea, when you're bringing up something, trying to conceive a concept, it's always a very strategic point where the man needs a lot of encouragement. And when the person that's supposed to be his first fan his first motivation does not even see it, it becomes a very discouraging factor to him. And if he's not strong willed, you will see that they'll sit in the house and most of the time they'll be arguing on whether the thing is going to work or not. Most of the time they're going to see, and that's it's just from that angle that I was looking at it. And it becomes quite catastrophic when this same lady goes and actually prioritizes another man's own that she thinks is much more better. Yes, she deserves a good product. Yes, the man might have a bigger business. Yes, the man might have bigger influence. But what you're doing is you're belittling their own man's effort. And he's if he's not careful, he might look at himself very little and be less motivated. That is what it does. The same man that you're with, other people believe in and they prioritize. And that is why a lot of men, at the end of the day, when they finally figure out themselves, they simply tell a lot of these women that when that just keep going and never come back. Because you see, this service that I render, you might not even be my client. The people that valued me through the journey are my topmost priority. So it's at that level that I am looking at it. Because if you are to support a man, I think if you are to support him, support him. Don't be a Thomas. And first and foremost, what do I do with the man that you don't believe in the first place? You get a point. So from my angle, I'm looking at it. I don't know, Dr. Linda, you had to learn. I don't know if you finished saying everything you had to say. Network just helped to kick everything one side.
I don't know where I was. I was just trying to say that at times, men are very fast to conclude that this person is not supporting me, without knowing that the woman also is trying to watch to see your level of dedication to the field you have chosen. And the more you show
Okay.
your dedication and your intensive effort to make the business prosper, she starts to align herself. Also, don't forget that no matter explaining the vision, it takes time, or it might take a little while for the person to understand and buy the vision as you have provided. And also, at times it's because men feel they are superior beings and women can't contribute anything into it. So I was trying to quote the case of Moses in the Bible. Though he was a prophet of God, God told him to use the advice of Jethro, that was a Midian priest. So just to boil down short, that at times is a reaction that the women might have, maybe wanting to contribute, wanting to say something about the business, and the man is maybe like blocking it. It might become a problem. But the more I feel that is going to affect or influence the woman is your dedication and your efforts you furnish for the prosperity of that same business.
Now, okay, Dr. Linda, let me shoot one last sharp question, and then we'll get our last point of views. Let's say you have a husband, and God is calling him into ministry, and now at the point where God is calling him, he might have funding to carry the ministry that contains about 50 people. But the church where the church you're looking at is a church of about 1,000 people. And now the man is trying to contain his church of his small church of 50 people to see how to make it grow. And you, the woman, instead of supporting him, you keep telling him, Master, close that thing, we'll go back to our normal church, we'll go 1,000 people. Is that you trying to see? For I'm just in church, I might not want you to answer
I'm
because of
getting
one
you. I'm
time.
getting you. Come on.
Yeah, you see. Or let's I'm using church for example, or a business, because businesses take
No,
time to grow.
stick to the
Support them.
example of a church. I'm better versed with
Okay,
it.
for the church. Okay, with the church. And the woman, for him to come, the woman said, Master, I beg you one side. You don't even know how to preach even. You cannot even pray. But the man is preaching to his 50 people, and the 50 people are listening and they are blessed, and every day they are so happy to come to that church. But because the man is just at the starting and the woman does not see the vision in the whole thing, she's like, I beg shift master out there, I think. Don't you think that's a source of some sort of big discouragement to that particular man rather than just wanting to see how dedicated he can be?
Yeah, it's going to be a source of big discouragement, but it's going to also be a source of either great improvement, because the 50 people that are in your church don't know the man that she lives with. So at times she wants to relate the man that she lives with and the ministry that you have. So there's some negative aspects of your character that maybe while you're preaching, she might just be nothing that, meanwhile, yesterday he did that. Meanwhile, yesterday he did this. You see, there's some type of things that might happen like that. It takes time, it takes the fear of God, it takes a lot of other things to be able to accept the vision. It's true that when God calls someone into ministry, it's not the first person that God is aiming at. It's looking at the finished product. So it takes
Yeah,
time and it takes a lot of faith to
yeah.
believe in what the Lord has accorded to this person and to see the person in the capacity that the Lord have called him into. But to say that's my advice with a long time of
Mm,
experience, because if I have to say from a personal perspective, no matter the way ever kick against my husband like
mhm.
I did, but because due to his persistence and due to his intense effort to do his purpose, I just told myself there's nothing else I have to do than to
Yeah.
align, because someone cannot be furnishing this much effort and dedication, and I feel is something temporary.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Mr.
Wow.
Lincoln, let me
Coach
let me
BT.
add something here.
Yes.
Okay. Normally in a vision or purpose, the person that has that vision
Yes.
or that purpose, the person knows, they usually call it the why. He's the one that knows the why.
Okay. Mhm.
So if he shares that his why to the wife, and in for you to actually realize your purpose, you have to know your why. You have to know those who have to carry out the why, the why, that is, go about with the how and then the what. So
Yes.
if your husband, as Dr. Lida is saying here, the husband succeeded in his purpose or in his vision because he knew his why. He believed in it, and there was nothing that could take him out of it. He alone knows where he's heading to. You can have a vision and you are sharing it. You are the one that is seeing the vision, but the person that you are sharing that vision with may not be seeing that vision the way you are seeing it. So that's the reason why most people will not want to maybe follow your vision, maybe accompany you in that vision, because you are the person that conceived the vision. You are the person that is having that passion for that vision. So this other person, you are just trying to convince this person to see the vision, but that person can never see that vision the way you are seeing it. So if
Mhm.
the person is encouraging you or not, don't stop. Don't stop your vision. Continue your vision. Be patient about it. Every vision starts small. And then in the case where you said the woman, the partner might tend to discourage the other people. We know of the story of Penina and Hannah in the Bible. Most of the time they looked at Penina as that her attitude was not good, but I always look at it as a positive attitude to me, because in my life I like to have the Peninas in my life, the people who will mock at me, the people who will say you cannot do this thing, so that I will be able to focus on that thing
Yeah.
and make sure that I realize it. If Penina did not mock at Hannah in the Bible, Hannah would not have prayed the prayer that she prayed. So when people have their visions, either their partners mock at them in one way or the other. They are just their peninas. It's just to encourage them. And then if they don't buy your vision, that should not stop you from continuing with your vision, because you are the one that has that vision. You conceived it. You are just trying to bring somebody into it to see with you. So if that person is not seeing that vision the way you are seeing it, it should not stop you from continuing with your vision. Yeah.
Wow. 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 This is really wonderful and deep. So, brothers, be self motivated. Those who are starting up in business, be self motivated. Those who have risen up and fallen, be self motivated. That's what we can say for now. I believe we have exhausted a whole lot. And frankly, I understand everybody knows who she's looking for, who he or she is looking for, because I don't think there's a particular fixed module to get the right person to be with, since as our faces are different and our wants and our characters and almost everything about us is unique in its own way. So just use the module and you can do the mathematics after listening to this video again all over by yourself. So at this point, before we pack our bags out of the studio, I think we are going to say some of our last words. Maybe we go to Coach BT, Dr. Linda, and then Coach B. Dr. BT, please, Coach BT, please, what will you say as a take-home message to those who are watching right now?
The take home message, I will be directing my take home message to those who are still preparing to get married. So that takes
Yes,
us back to our topic of the day, things to consider
yes,
before courtship. Yes.
yes,
So that thing that you desire to have in your spouse, make sure that you have it, so that when your spouse come in, you people will complete each other and it will
yes.
flow.
Wow, 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 wow. Sisters, if you like money, make sure you have money. Oh. Dr. Linda, please, what's your take home message to those watching right now?
Okay, my take home message is directed to those single those that are still living in celibacy and those that are already married. Don't forget counseling. Don't forget
Yeah,
counseling. Don't leave
yeah,
out counseling. No matter your situation, try to have a respectable or a person that has the moral standards to counsel you people, and is going to help you with the difficulties and the doubts you might have towards your relationships. Thank you.
wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda. Wow. And now, Coach B, I don't know if you have some last words. What are the last words you're going to give to us for today before we pack our bags out of this studio? Virtual studio, of course.
Oh, yeah. I would first of all say that it's been a delight to sit on this panel
Coach B, I don't
today
know if you're
with.
using a headphone, but we can't really hear you.
No, I'm
I
not
don't.
using a headset. I'm
Okay.
talking from my phone's audio, so I don't know.
All right, it's okay
I
now.
can
Please,
get
you can
you
write up.
clearly.
Okay. So I'll first of all start by saying it's such a delight to be on this stage with Coach Betsy and also with Dr. Linda. Thank you again for the opportunity to share and learn. Welcome. And for those who are about to make such decisions, I would say that there's something about a human being that makes the entire mystery of human existence. We never know a human being completely. We are the
Mm,
only ones who know ourselves.
mm,
And we can do our best to choose the right partner based off what the person has shown us, based off what we know, based off what our intuitions are telling us. But the truth is that at the end of the day, there will always be surprises. But I
mm,
want to say that people need to always take a pause, just stop and observe and see what you can compromise, what you can
Yes.
adjust from yourself. Because changing another human being is something that I don't know how possible that is. People cannot be changed. They can change themselves for themselves, but nobody can change someone else. So if we can do our due diligence at that season when we're still searching for a partner, and find, even if it's 80% of what we want or it's
mhm,
85% of what we want, 90% of what we want. If you have up to 99 or 98%, then you're very lucky. And if you go into that relationship, be always ready to make sacrifices and make compromises. We're not saying that give yourself away from for some other human being. We're saying that understand the kind of relationship you have with that person, know the kind of trade-offs that you can make, know the kind of compromises that you can make. Take turns, like Dr. Lydia said earlier, that there's a season in the life of a woman that whether you like it or not, you're going to take a break. When you are heavily pregnant, when you're nursing a baby and all of that, it's your season of taking a break. And there are times also that a man will be forced to take a break. And you two should be able to complement and support each other. When you put all of these things into consideration when you're choosing a partner, then you will definitely choose someone who is good and someone who is kind. And that's
Yeah.
all we need, because good people will always be good. Kind people will always be kind. Nice people are the people who do nice things to be seen as good people. So let's look for good people and align ourselves with them. All these things can now come, they will naturally fall in place when you find the right person. And again, there's no promise that the person you're going to choose will be the perfect person forever, because circumstances might change people. But like
Yeah.
what I also picked from what Dr. Lydia said was, or Dr. Linda, I'm sorry. If you notice that this person has a well put together dream or vision, yet they do not have the art, they do not have the expertise to bring that dream to life, there you go. You can step in and you can support them to bring that dream to life. If you see that dream materializing, that will be the best thing that a couple can do together. So this was a very wonderful topic. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share my 2 cents.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach B. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda. Thank you so much, Coach BT. And at this point, I want to say I practically have nothing to say because you people have nailed it and nailed it to the fullest. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you who are joining, hi, Kelly Onda, I see you, and all of you that are joining right now. Rose and Abba, I see you as well. And I want to say a big thanks to you all for making out time so we can have this conversation, so that some people watching and those who are going to watch afterwards are going to be very enlightened and have a different perspective, which could be tagged as a better perspective of seeing things. So we'll meet again next Sunday, same time, but stay glued for more updates, because in the course of the week, we are going to do some publications and announcements. Those of you who missed today or those of you who came in late, don't bother. The video is going to stay on the pages, platform, YouTube, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Instagram doesn't say video, so you might get just some of the shots. So stay right there, go nowhere, and do have a blessed night. Good night, good night, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night with the poor network.